Howdy y'all and welcome to the ESL Arena, where the elixir flows freely and the gold storages are filled with $1 million in prizes for this year's Clash of Clans World Championship. This weekend we've brought the best players from around the world to compete in a May Qualifier for the final event. I'm Woody, and today I'm joined on the stage by two paragons of the Clash community. Please welcome Galadon and Klaus.
Thank you so much, Woody. That's right, I'm Galadon. Super excited to be here. Cannot wait to see 8 incredible clans for today. Some faces we've seen before, and maybe some attacks that we've never seen.
That's what we're hoping for. We want to see some attacks that are out of this world, bases that are tried and true against all those traditional strategies to really mess up the opponents. Today, we're going to be seeing some of the highest level competition, I think, ever.
The best clashing needs a strict format of rules. We'll have 8 teams playing this weekend, 4 in each group, and each team will have 5 players competing in a round-robin system. Now, the team that gets the most stars each day will have a chance to advance to the playoffs. In fact, the top 2 teams based on stars will advance.
Exactly. 2 teams from today advance to Sunday. So technically, Klaus, you could lose a war and still go to Sunday.
That's right. So the clans that are in Group A are GS, Hive, Just Ordinary, and Proc.
Those are the 4 clans that will be competing today. We'll get a chance to see 4 of those matches. Group B tomorrow will include Strong Scenes, Greek Attack, Vatang, and the Kings.
Really looking forward to seeing Vatang. That clan is the one that a lot of players seem to be afraid of. You're going to see different meta from them. They're from overseas, of course. It's going to be just amazing to see all of these different cultures clash. Clash, get it.
Here's your schedule for today. Round 1 is going to start off with Proc and Just Ordinary. In the background, we'll have GS and Hive competing. Later on, we'll have GS and Just Ordinary compete on camera with Proc and Hive in the background. And then the last round, we'll see both of those matches, Hive and Just Ordinary, and then Proc versus GS.
So don't go anywhere. 4 wars today. We're going to be here all night, all day, wherever you are in the world.
And Just Ordinary is going to be on camera for 3 of them.
Well, I'm really looking forward to getting the matches started, but why don't we take a minute to learn a little bit more about our first clan competing, Just Ordinary.
I am Para, this is SG, Godblin, Nakata, and Patakumbin. Just Ordinary was created by a lot of clans that merged together, and we are together now for some time, and we're having fun and enjoy ourselves. We want to go to Germany. That's our only goal. I think that the fun part is that 2 of our leaders are getting married, and they wanted to be here, but they cannot.
They're going to be in the bathroom, on the phone during the wedding.
They're going to be watching us during the wedding, yeah.
Yes. Dalton and Dr. Eris.
Our biggest competitor, I think, is ourselves.
He is a psychologist, and the mind games have started.
Yes, that would be. We are just ordinary.
And good luck, have fun. Yes, you will need it.
They may be a modest bunch of guys, but Just Ordinary is actually an international supergroup. Let's see if they can hold up against their opponents in this first war. Proc. Here's the lineup. Galadon?
Yep, Just Ordinary. I had a chance to visit and meet them. Godblin, Para, SG, Nakata, and Panda Cubbin.
And then, of course, we've got Proc Bradders. We've also got Tom, Pengu, War Machine 94, and Jan.
Great players all around on these 2 teams. A lot of names I've seen competing at the top level of Clash of Clans. Are any of them standouts to you guys?
I think that definitely Pengu, we're looking forward to seeing him. He got a shout out from his own clan in another video. So we're going to be seeing some top level guys. And what's interesting is we have the top level clans, but those guys have their ringers that they're expecting to do really well. So you have to expect the best out of them.
All right, well, I think we're just about ready to start the next match. Here we go, Just Ordinary and Proc.
Oh man, getting ready for this. First attack of this May Qualifier, Clash of Clans World Championship. Talk about some pressure on the player that's got to break the ice for not just the clan, not just the war, but the entire weekend. And it looks like it's going to be Tom from Proc.
And you have to imagine that being the very first attacker in this competition, the very first day out of 3. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, in the audience, in the chat. There's 3 days of this action, not just 1.
That's right. So here we go, Tom at Proc, and the first look at one of these maxed out Town Hall 12 bases. You can see the anti-3-star setup where that Town Hall kind of off to one side. And what are we looking at here, Klaus? Looks like maybe P.E.K.K.A Smash with some bats?
Yeah, that's, we would call that a P.E.K.K.A Smash or a Peckable Bat. We got multiple different options for naming that one. But with those bat spells, you have to imagine that Tom is going to be trying to get as much value out of his kill squad and his queen walk as he possibly can, and then have the bats just ring around the rosy and clean up the outside.
Yep, let's watch for that. Throughout the day, we're going to watch for an effective funnel. You got to get that queen going where she is designed to get the most damage, the most value, things like the defending queen, clan castle, and anything else in the area.
You gotta love that one key minion on the very top. If it goes to the left towards the barracks and the mortar, nope, he's gone. Okay, well, either way, there was a lot of value that could have been had from a single minion, and I also really appreciated the balloon set in front of the healers to keep them from soaking up and seeking Airmine there at the beginning of the queen walk.
Exactly, and you notice they did take a lot of damage from those expos as the queen made her way down towards what is going to be the entry point into this base. But again, the healers, even at about 10% health, of course, are doing as much healing as they would at full health. And there's your jump spell. Everybody headed in after that Town Hall.
That right spell was dropped just a little late and just a little off. It only kind of raised a couple of stuff. So that's an undervalued raid spell right now, and definitely not what Tom was looking for his clan.
And check out our first look at the P.E.K.K.A Barbarian Kingskin. Twin Kings are put to sleep down at the bottom left of this base, and the Town Hall is still active though, Klaus, looking dangerous right here.
That's why he waited on his Stone Slammer, because right now the Stone Slammer is all that's left to take down that Town Hall. You gotta believe there's probably some balloons in there. Let's see when that thing goes down. There we go. The balloons will grab that first star, and now with only 2% more, that will be the 2 that he needs to at least secure for his clan.
Watch that freeze, going to freeze the Wizard Tower, but not the multi-target Inferno. Those bats are going to go down quickly. 48%. You've got the defending Lava Pups in as well. He's got to get 2 more buildings, Klaus.
Ouch. So with that Eagle Artillery still up, it is targeting down onto the archers, and now with those down, all that's left is a single balloon in his troops. Let's see where he's actually going to be dropping that. He has got to get mortar. He's got to get 2 more buildings, or this is going to be a rough start for him and his clan.
Unbelievable. 49%, the heartbreaking number that you never want to see. Just 1 building shy of the 2nd star. Crazy right here. Great save to get the Town Hall down, though. But check those Lava Pups chasing everything down. And that really was what prevented that 2nd star.
You know, that again, I'll point it out, that raid spell dropped just a little short was not what he was wanting for. He wanted that raid spell to be dropped in on that Town Hall, letting his troops just blast that thing down. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for him. And that is going to be the start of this live stream with an unfortunate 1 star, 49% for Proc.
So tough, and again, we talked about it, being the player that breaks the ice for the entire weekend is never easy, and he performed just not quite grabbing that 2nd star. So now we've got Just Ordinary and Goblin underway.
Well, think about the nature of a mobile game. You play it on your phone. You play it on your tablet. You're usually at home in the dark or wherever you are, resting, comfortable, not nervous. These guys are seeing for the very first time the studio lights, the heat. You're hearing voices in your ears as you're talking. It's just not an easy situation for them.
It's completely different. I agree, Klaus. It is completely different. I would not want to have to be there. But Goblin on his way in, and virtually the same army. Again, P.E.K.K.A Smash, 5 bat spells at the ready, and starting kind of far from the Town Hall. So let's see that jump spell. Obviously designed to get these troops to the Town Hall, but the Wrecker, lots of health, Klaus. Looks like it should get all the way to the Town Hall wall.
And that's what you want. You want that Wrecker to open up that compartment. Now that Giga Tesla is out, though, that's going to be a problem. The Warden's ability to deploy just in time to save the troops and that wall Wrecker, and now the troops are able to secure that Town Hall with ease, and now it comes down to the rest of this push, and then those bats. When they're used effectively, Galadon, they are absolutely indestructible.
And here they come, top of the base, about 11 o'clock. Watch as they move in. The really only thing they're going to have to worry about, Wizard Towers and multi-target Infernos. So you can see no defenses up there, and right now the Wizard Tower and the multi-target Inferno are being distracted by the P.E.K.K.A s in the core of the base, so the bats are just going to destroy Beautiful freeze spell right there. That's going to allow those bats to take out that next wizard tower.
Wow, so the freeze timing has been just absolutely incredible right now because the last splash damage that hits air is that wizard tower. It actually goes down to the queen's shots. You can actually hear a little bit of a sadness coming from Proc side as they realize that this attack has been executed
the final defense
pretty much perfectly.
One last defense, that's it. No defenses left, and over a minute remains for Godblin to get the cleanup. Tons of units left as well. Look at the Archer Queen, you've got the Warden, you've got the P.E.K.K.A. Barbarian King, multiple P.E.K.K.A.s as well. And look at all the archers that Goblin brought at the top of the base, Klaus.
You know,
this is overkill.
Absolutely overkill. I'd love to see a zoom in on that King and see that skin going to be available in June for the Battle Pass. And check it out.
Look at
the
both
King
hero
and the
abilities.
not used. So that was an overkill.
Are you kidding me? There are 6 P.E.K.K.A. alive. You had both the King and the Queen abilities. That was, wow, not close at all.
A tricky start for Proc, but on the other side, an overwhelming destruction for Just Ordinary. A 3-1 start puts them far ahead in this war.
Absolutely.
I don't want to sound like I'm beating a drum here, as I've mentioned this many, many times. For those of you that maybe this is the first stream that you've seen, or maybe even the first minute, guys, it's all about that funnel. Galadon and I were talking about this earlier. Woody was there. We were just hammering out the basic fundamentals. The fundamentals are fun, because if you can get them down right, you see an attack like that, and it's gorgeous.
Yep, funnel fails are a tough thing to watch. That was just about perfectly executed, and massive value from the wall wrecker heading all the way in. You saw that was planned. He knew that those units were going to be soaking up the damage and allowing the wall wrecker to open the path all the way to the town hall.
So now Just Ordinary is sitting on a huge advantage. 2 stars ahead with only 1 attack used in either clan. So Just Ordinary just feels a little better now. But Proc still has a lot of pressure on them. They could catch up if they nail some threes of their own. And if Just Ordinary pulls out a fail, then it's still anybody's game.
Yep, and Bradder's moving in with an army that's almost always a strong 2-star with a potential for 3. He's got a freeze right there. Looks like you caught the Archer Queen, and your defensive clan castle is coming out. Freeze again on that multi-target Inferno. There's your tornado trap as the dragons are right in the core of this base.
You know, you've got to love a well-executed Electro Dragon attack. I mean, if you get a few of those in with raid spells in the middle, then that Chain Lightning just completely obliterates bases. It's so fun to watch. And if you're able to use your freezes, that's the key. Freeze the key defenses. You got your air sweepers, you got your Eagle Artillery, and sometimes the air defenses and stuff. If you can get those all taken care of, it's all about spell placement, then this could be a triple.
Exactly, Klaus, and I've been saying this, people know I've been saying this for years, 6 years at least. Spell timing and placement is absolutely critical, although right here with almost everything going correctly, looks like we've still got a few key defenses that are remaining. The Queen still has her ability though.
She still has her ability, but if, you know, you see she can shoot 3 spaces back above a wall, so can she hit that Inferno? It doesn't look like she can, so that multi-Inferno is just going to sit there and just wreck on those healers and the Queen. She still has a point defense to handle with over there too, and then she has to get through a whole bunch of walls to target that Inferno at all, so it looks like this one's going to fall just short, but hey, a 90-something% 2-star, you can't complain with that.
Beautiful attempt and a 93%.
Well
Bradder's
done to Proc, turning things around and getting very close to a 3-star. Nicely done, Bradders.
Yeah, Bradders with a great effort right there. And again, you can see that an E-Dragon attack is, if well executed, definitely a 3-star style strategy. Tough with those multi-target Infernos on the far side of the base like that, though, Klaus.
But notice the Electro Dragons did go all the way through. He kept a freeze on that one sweeper. When you think of a base, you think, okay, which defenses are the worst, right? Which ones are going to hurt my troops the most? But sometimes it's just that blow effect of that sweeper that ruins an attack. So he actually ended up using 2 of his freezes on one sweeper.
And that's definitely something that I've used in the past when I used Electro Dragons, is freeze those sweepers if you can, or get the value of, say, a sweeper and another defense like the Eagle Artillery or a multi-target Inferno.
So with SG beginning this attack off here, we're seeing a different attack strategy than we've seen in the previous 3 attacks. We are seeing some Lava Loon, or some Lalo as some people call it. This attack here has a lot of potential. It is one of those attacks that could potentially 3-star just about any base if well executed, but it can go wrong quickly.
That's true, but check out the hybrid approach here. 3 Electro Dragons and the Stone Slammer are going to move in from the bottom left. You also have an Earthquake spell, so unlike a typical Lalo attack, a lot of troop space being used right here with this squad that is moving in and obviously trying to get to the defensive Archer Queen, Clan Castle, and hopefully the Eagle Artillery right there getting frozen.
Oh, that was a great freeze. He didn't get that sweeper like we were just talking about, but he did stop the Eagle Artillery from firing off, so that was a great start. And now if you notice, geometrically, if you look at this base like a shape, it is now just a backwards C. And those balloons and those lava hounds can go all the way around there, and all the defenses will be targeting the hounds, not the balloons, and that is the key to a Laloon attack.
Yep, and you can see SG still has that Earthquake spell right there. The Earthquake spell, you might wonder what it's for. Normally it might be to wake up that Town Hall, but it's already awake. It's taken some damage. The balloons just barely within range of the Warden, and they got that Town Hall down and got out of the way in time.
Wow, that was really, really clutch. I mean, that Warden's ability was just a little early for my taste, but it worked out. Those balloons stayed alive. And again, Laloon, very high potential, but very high risk. So in a situation like this, losing maybe 1 or 2 balloons it could be, could kill the attack. So great timing on that Eternal Tome.
Yep, and the great spell for the balloons is that haste spell, because the balloons they feel the need
for speed.
The need for speed as those balloons haste their way across the base, getting the last defenses out of the way, and that may be every single air targeting defense, Klaus, but 51 seconds left, and key structures on the far left and at the bottom of the base.
The balloons, what are they doing? Oh, they're going to a corner hut on the left-hand side. You're not going to have Ben for cleanup anymore. We're going to see those balloons targeting the Teslas, and basically the question here is, are there enough pups and minions to clean up this base?
It's going to be a time fail, Klaus. One of your highest hit point structures in the entire game is dead in the center of this base. Nobody has gotten there yet. That is your clan castle. You've got multiple storages left. This is an absolutely beautiful attack that went to plan, but unfortunately, SG just didn't save quite enough time, and unless that clan castle is low in health, which it sort of is, well, what do we got here? At the bottom of the base, about 7 o'clock, you've got that gold storage. That could be the last building, Klaus.
Yep, so the top's going to be cleared up. That clan castle will be cleared up. There's only 1 archer targeting that gold storage. Guess what? The enemy king is the MVP for that base, because if it wasn't for that king, those minions and pups would have gotten that gold storage.
Exactly. He defended, and unbelievably close. Not quite the 3-star, a heartbreaking 99%.
Very close attack there, but that 99% may come in handy if it goes to a tiebreaker later. I'm getting word from the other match that it's currently 4-4 tie between GS and Hive.
Man, so things are tight on the backside here in the studio. It's also very, very, very well done by Just Ordinary with a 3-star and then a 2-star 99%.
Yep, so Just Ordinary, the only clan having put up a 3-star on the board yet. You could see that with that 5-star score.
A 3-star hit and very close to 2 3-star hits with a 99% time fail at the very end there. You got to be feeling really strong if after 2 of your 5 attacks, 40% of your attacks, you're ahead of every other team in your group.
Yep, that is significant. 99.5% average after 2 attacks. And now Jan from Proc looking to put something up. We're looking at more P.E.K.K.A. Smash, no bat spells this time.
Once again, so Proc starting this attack off now, and they're behind by 2 stars again. So Jan really needs to get a 3-star to put his clan back in this competition. If he's not able to do that, then it falls on the remaining 2 attackers to both get 3 stars to really tie it up, assuming that Just Ordinary only 2 stars the rest of their attack. So looking really good for Just Ordinary, and I bet you right now they're hoping that their defense can hold up.
Yep, again, we talk about that day and night. The importance of building a base that's going to stop an attacker just as critical as a well-executed attack. Town Hall goes down, Jan moving through. You'll notice he brought 2 jump spells. They're both down already. So they're going to get the units into the core, but not necessarily out after they get past about where this Eagle is, Klaus.
This attack strategy, interesting, because you were seeing the jumps leading into the Town Hall, securing that 2-star, but there was no plan to get past the firewall, if you will, in the backside of this base with 3 multi-targeting Infernos. So Jan really hoping to at least secure that 2-star. It's looking pretty good for him. There's a lot of cleanup on that right-hand side, but his percentage so far doesn't seem to be where he wants it.
Yeah, and all 4 Expos are still up, even though the bottom left one is about 1% health, and we're at 48%. It looks like he should be okay to grab.
Yep, he's got that too.
Of the percentage needed. There we go, 51%. But it's so tough often with these 1-attack wars, just like you see in CWL. You've got to try to go after that safe 2-star with a chance at 3, and oftentimes the more likely, the more approach that you would like to take that could grab you the 3 is one that also is a higher risk against a 1-star fail. So it's a tough gamble, especially this early in wars and this early in this weekend. Remember, we've got 2 more days of this, and you know that these clans are also looking at what the average hit rate is from their opponents.
That's right. They got to keep all that in mind, but they also have to remember, and this is, a little bit of a positive side for Proc, is even if they aren't able to win against Just Ordinary, this is just an exhibition. All they're trying to do is get stars, because ultimately they're competing against the other two clans as well, and the top two with the most stars after these 3 rounds actually advances to the playoffs on Sunday.
Exactly. So we'll be watching those other wars closely. And again, we've got 3 more wars after this, as Jan is just trying to grab the percentage, like Woody mentioned earlier. If we do see a star tie, it will come down to total damage. So that percentage could matter at the end of the day. And again, it's always possible that we see a clan that loses one of these wars and advances to Sunday. So every single star counts.
Absolutely. Also, something to note is if that Eagle Artillery had gone down, you know that he wouldn't have gotten that extra percentage. So the key defense for being able to continue to clean up and make it nice is to take out that Eagle.
It has completely changed the game. The addition of the Eagle Artillery, remember back in the old days, before there was an Eagle, it was so easy just to pick off a few last structures. You're only at 49%. Nowadays, if that Eagle is up, it dooms the hope for picking up buildings at the end of an attack.
But it's also the advent of the Gigabomb that makes the Town Hall a lot more difficult to get to. So, I mean, you're talking Town Hall 12 really cranked up the competition and the difficulty.
Our 2 teams now tied 5-5, but Just Ordinary has another attack left in store. Let's see what they've got.
Yep, opening with a haste spell out here at the top right of the screen. Going to get those balloons in after that Archer Tower right away. So you can see trying to develop some sort of a funnel down there as the Archer Queen and a bowler up around 1 o'clock.
You gotta love when you're able to get some friendly bowler bounces and secure a little funnel. Unfortunately, those Teslas popping up on that left-hand side can make things a little scary. But hey, the balloons that came in from the backside, they absorb some Seeking Air Mines. That's good for the healers. If the Queen walks off, you got to see the positive side.
You have an early Queen ability right there. There is one Tesla that's going to go down. Let's see if the Queen, she does wrap around the top, Klaus, and now she's in the thick of it with all of those defenses up there.
Wow, and that's not what he wanted. Nakata really, really wanted to get his healers onto those troops that just went into the core, so now that is not the case, and that Town Hall is sitting pretty.
Yep, it is. The Town Hall just raining down death and destruction from that Giga Tesla. Nobody is anywhere near it. The balloons, again, the Queen has gone off, and yes, you always want the Queen with these P.E.K.K.A. smashes to merge with the main troops. And here comes the Stone Slammer after the Town Hall, Klaus.
So with 44%, that Stone Slammer likely holding some balloons. That would be my guess anyway. The Stone Slammer actually doing a little damage itself. So it looks like that 2-star is in the bag here. Will they survive? They will not survive. So now it looks like Just Ordinary if things don't go according to plan. And notice that Eagle Artillery is still up, so cleanup will be difficult. He's got to get 50% or things are just not going to look good.
He was trying to help. He's got 2 goblins left, and it looks like a couple units at the bottom of the screen. 49. He's going to save the 2-star, the 1-star, the 2-star. Sorry, there it is. Oh, man.
Wow.
So close. The Archer Queen couldn't do it, but your archers, minions at the bottom of the screen did get it, and now he's just got a couple of extra save percentage right there. But again, just like we mentioned, Klaus, look at that Eagle raining down on the individual archer. This is going to hurt. This is going to...
Oh, I was feeling it. I was really hoping for that extra building there. Alice the Archer really almost got it done.
Man.
Healers putting in a little bit of extra work up on top, tanking damage from that Eagle Artillery and giving those troops just enough time to reach 50% for the 2-star.
Yep, that was a close one. And again, you can see this late siege machine going to be the savior right here, getting in and getting after that Town Hall, because that would have been a tough one because the units obviously didn't go where Nakata had hoped.
And that's the key. You've got to be able to get that secure funnel.
One more attack each for the other teams competing. GS and One Hive are both 6 and 6 stars apiece.
Yep, nothing but 2 stars so far from the attacks from One Hive and GS behind the scenes. So again, right now, that Just Ordinary triple is really standing out right now.
And that's what's going to set them apart. I mean, in the first round, the only clan to get a 3-star, and that, a 99% 2-star on top of that too, that really sets them apart and probably makes them a favorite moving forward to the rest of this day.
And you know what else is a favorite right now? Obviously, P.E.K.K.A. Smash. As here we go again with P.E.K.K.A. Smash with 1 jump spell, a wall wrecker, and the units coming in right away, right after that Town Hall.
It's all about that funnel, and right now that Queen Walk is funneling on one side, while that the troops on the top are trying to create a funnel as well. The wall wrecker actually going to be leading the way. Yep, see that P.E.K.K.A. That's a lot. That's a 25 value troop just to create a funnel. Do you think that these professionals think that that's important?
Obviously, definitely clearing out and maybe hoping to get some defenses and trash buildings out there as the defensive clan castle comes out. Again, that's also what we're seeing in the meta right now, the Lava Hound being the choice for almost every defensive clan castle.
Now with those freeze spells, the troops that come out of the Wall Wrecker is going to be definitely taking advantage of that. Now without the Warden's ability being popped, a lot of troops die from that Giga Bomb. Warden still has the ability. There it goes, a little late, just in time for the Eagle Artillery to fire down the rockets, or whatever it is that thing shoots.
With a mortar, I don't know, that's a good question. What comes out of an Eagle Artillery? But jump spell, and then the freeze spell on the backside stops an Expo and the Eagle Artillery from firing again. Troops seem to be following the path that War Machine wants, but there's still a lot up to deal with right here.
That is a lot to deal with. I mean, with 51%, 2 Inferno Towers. That tech on the left, though, not the one getting shot. That one's about to go down, but there's another one on the far corner. There might be 2 right there, actually. That one's going to accumulate a lot of percentage. So that's good. He wants more percentage now. He's definitely got that 2-star nice and secure. So what's going to set him apart here is whether or not he can crack that 65 and move on from there.
He's definitely moving forward. Now, finally, the tornado trap gets triggered right there. The Archer Queen out of range of anything, and now she's on a wall, so she's going to be finished by that Inferno Tower, as is the Warden. But you're right, at the top of the screen, P.E.K.K.A going strong. We should see at least past 70% right here.
I guess the question that we need to ask is, what is more than one P.E.K.K.A? Is it a group of P.E.K.K.A or is it P.E.K.K.As?
This has been something we've dealt with for a long time. Is it P.E.K.K.As? Is it? I
think we need an intervention from Supercell to finally put this one to rest, because I've been hearing that a lot. Like, look at that group of P.E.K.K.A. I don't know, for me, that sounds more accurate.
Well, 72% and still going. A couple more buildings, maybe 73. So War Machine, again, trying to pick up as many trash buildings on the outside as possible as this final attack does count down. But again, not the final attack for Proc. This would be their 4th attack. Keeping an eye on the other wards as well. You see attacks going on behind the scenes, but again, just ordinary. The only 3-star so far in this first round. But remember, these 4 clans, all 4 clans face each other.
That's right. Do you think that Marjorie, the minion, is going to be able to get this Electro Storage down?
She means to. She definitely is trying hard, but I think she's got it. She's got the time. Wait,
come on, Marjorie, you got this!
Oh, yes! That was crazy. that was close.
That made me happy right there. That was a highlight of the whole stream for me.
Well, War Machine 94 not quite as happy with that attack. Obviously, these guys are aiming for those triples. And again, you can see these units moving in. It's a tough base. Look at this base design. Certainly something they probably had never seen exactly before.
Great job, Marjorie, getting that Elixir Storage down. 75% 2-star now. They're tied up, but with 1 attack advantage on the board now for Just Ordinary.
That's right, and it's going to be Para coming in next. What is the little carrot after his name? What does that mean?
Parakeet. Para-carrot.
Para-carrot? Is that a carrot? Is that what that thing's
I think
called?
they call that a carrot. I don't know.
No.
Either way, I'm not into grammar. I'm just a caster. But Para using some Electro Dragons. Look at this. 23 balloons still remaining with only 2 Electro Dragons, but we got the 2 Hounds. We got another lava balloon.
Yep, so there's a 3rd Electro Dragon moving in from the center, so you see kind of a funnel happening right here. Both heroes going in without healers, so they're not going to get far into this attack, but this is, again, this kill squad trying to set up the balloon or the Lalo portion of the attack.
That's right. So these heroes are they're going to be getting some sort of key buildings or doing some tanking. Unfortunately, Para misses his King's ability. That could have been on purpose, though. You know, he wants that Stone Slammer to go in a certain direction, and potentially destroying that Inferno Tower wasn't the plan at all. But maybe to just weaken it a little bit. That Stone Slammer should actually destroy it all by itself.
Look at all of those archers coming on out. The Inferno Tower does go down. There you go. You got an E-Dragon in there. An immediate rage. So the Dragon and the balloon's getting that Wizard Tower down, but it not going after that key 2nd Inferno right there, Klaus.
You know, but that was reminiscent of some sort of cloned come on,
Get it.
Let's go. Come on,
they got it down.
Wow,
so close. The lightning just barely. Was that the last strike? Maybe the second to last strike?
It was the last strike. That Electro Dragon is the MVP, taking out such a key defense like the Eagle Artillery. Just absolutely clutch. And now these the Lava Hound and Balloon, they have easy going because they don't have to worry about those rockets coming down.
It completely changes the complexion of this attack. Good Warden ability right there, but the Town Hall needs to go down, Like Klaus said, watch out as it expires.
Perfect.
Just in time. The balloon survived the Gigabomb and moved through 48% 1-star so far. But man, I cannot believe how close that Eagle is.
But I'm concerned about that Inferno. You pointed it out earlier, Galadon. That Inferno on the right-hand side did not go down. That was definitely not the plan. Para continued with his original plan. He didn't adjust, and if they're able to get through all the defenses on the backside, at the end of the attack, there's still an Inferno from the very beginning that didn't go down.
And not only that, Klaus, it's an Inferno with an air or an air sweeper right next to it. That is the "you will not 3-star me" portion of this base right here. That, and check out the top at 12 o'clock. A tri-Tesla configuration up there. That's going to be tough as well.
Man, when you got a Tesla farm hanging out at the top side of a base like that, it is definitely meant to confuse and astound the attacker. Because remember, one attack per base, they don't have a chance to scout and say, okay, we really need to focus down on this section, drop a few balloons or a Valkyrie if they're close enough or whatever, and wipe it out. No, they have to just respond to what they see, and just ordinary. Para actually going to be getting a 74%, unless... Is that another Marjorie? That's a pup, actually.
Top of the screen, you know what that's called up there? That is the Bermuda Triangle of Clash. Troops go up, and they never come back.
That's what we saw in another attack from Just Ordinary. Balloons got distracted out on the left side, and that might have also denied the 3-star.
Exactly, and again, we see the moment when that last bit of the Electro Dragon Lightning takes that Eagle Artillery out. And again, watching the timing, key to know that length of your Warden's ability.
We've got a group update for you. The GS1 Hive matchup is also tied at 8-8. 2-star hits from both of those teams so far.
Looks like one Hive right now has the percentage advantage in that war by about, well, by about 2.6%. So that is a super close battle happening over there with one attack each left. And we're about to wrap up over here and a couple more attacks as well.
Absolutely. So when you really think about it, all of these clans are tied up, 8-8, all 2-stars, and then you get just ordinary over here sitting around saying, "Yo, where's your triple?"
With that huge 3-star. But remember, this is just the first war. We have got 4 wars today, Klaus. We're going to watch every single clan battling every other clan. It's going to be a menagerie of battles, and we're going to have the opportunity for multiple 3-stars. And again, the top 2 clans in stars advance to Sunday's playoffs.
That's right, and what we're seeing here, guys, is a funnel being established, starting off with this Queen Walk and then, of course, some corner troops as well. You can obviously tell that this Queen Walk is meant to go toward the Town Hall. If it doesn't, if she decides to go off the other way and rebel, then, well, it is what it is. You got to respond. But that 2-star is definitely the bottom line right now.
Watch those wall breakers right there as they're going to get through that. They get the wall open. Beautiful move. That was absolutely critical right there to get that wall open and turn this Queen Walk into a Queen Charge. Just like Klaus was saying, she's got to get in. And again, like we saw earlier, we want those units to join together for one big attacking force so the healers can kind of, decide who to keep up. And hopefully keep up a lot of them.
That's, I was just thinking how incredible it is that this game, Clash of Clans, World Championship Qualifiers, it all comes down to the basics. You've got to get the basics down. You've got to funnel so you get all of your troops inside. You've got to wall breaker correctly. If you don't wall breaker and you get a wall breaker fail, then the attack goes haywire. This game is an amalgamation of basics.
Watch the Stone Slammer moving in from the left-hand side, gets that Tesla down, and it's going to go in after that multi-target Inferno. It's going to go down as well, and now the Stone Slammer, nearly at full health, is going to move forward. How many units are left in the corridor, Klaus? There's a few. P.E.K.K.A.s just took that jump spell. There's still a lot of damage to be put out, but there's still a lot of key defenses down at the 6 o'clock portion of this base.
Unfortunately, the Queen has decided not to take the jumps. She is hanging out over there by the King. She's going to get fired down on, and then that Archer Tower will turn over to the King. Fortunately, she had her ability, so she'll keep rolling, but unfortunately, the troops are by themselves. Like, it's best to try to keep your troops together on most cases, and this one did not happen.
Klaus, those balloons took out so many defenses right there with that haste spell in that tightly grouped area. And although this attack looks like there's not much left, check out the far left. There's so many P.E.K.K.A.s over there, and the Grand Warden to help out, and a Goblin over there. 85%. The question is going to come down to time right here. As the Archer Queen is in the back, she just took out a Wizard Tower right there. She's going to get the Tesla as well. We're under 45 seconds, but there's still tons of P.E.K.K.A.s left, Klaus. What is going to happen? We're closing in 92% any second here.
It comes down to the walls. The Queen's going to hammer on a wall. The P.E.K.K.A. can't go through the wall, so that means that there is an air defense on this far left-hand side that may end up proving to be too much.
The P.E.K.K.A.s are going to get through, or are they going to go after those camps, though? the Warden, the Queen, the P.E.K.K.A.s, 21 seconds left. They're going to get after this next camp. But now, will the P.E.K.K.A.s come back and distract for the Queen? No, the Queen's going to be in front. No, she's going to get targeted. She's going to be in front or behind. She's got the air defense down. Now she's going to get in front. 10 seconds left. Easily wiping out the last building. A 3-star for Proc. Pengu. Wow.
Amazing. They absolutely needed to respond with a triple, and Pengu gets it done. That really helps them out in their case, but was that enough to put them ahead?
Exactly. What a clutch triple in the end for Proc, but remember, they had that earlier 1-star, so a brilliant attack right here at the end. That air defense and the Builder Hut going down right at the end of that attack. And I don't know, I think I was so confused that I was thinking that the air defense was going to target the Archer Queen for a minute.
It's understandable.
Man.
Proc pulls back with a 3-star, putting them back in the competition, tied evenly with GS and with one Hive, but Just Ordinary still has a chance to attack. One final move might put them ahead at 11 stars.
Yeah, so let's remember, this is a battle amongst 4 clans right now that will round robin. So as we're watching one Hive and GS behind the scenes, it looks like Proc is losing, but not necessarily, because again, it comes down to stars first, then percentage. Just Ordinary and Proc having been the only 2 clans so far to put up a 3-star attack. And now Panda Cubbin trying to put up one more, a nail in the coffin, or so to speak, against all these other clans today.
So you can see, based on the percentages, if Just Ordinary gets a 1-star, 50%, then they actually lose this battle. If they get a 1-star with about a 52, 55%, then they do secure the victory with the total destruction win. But they're not just going off against Proc, they're trying to win it all. They need to at least 2-star to secure the win in this first round.
Exactly, and the Archer Queen moving in. She's taking a lot of damage in there. The healers look like they're going to start to bring her back with that rage spell. Then you've got the Lava Hound, and the Town Hall is active, defending Barbarian King, the P.E.K.K.A. Barbarian King, ready to go, but he's still not quite involved.
So with that, the balloons that had been with the Queen, they all go down to that Giga Tesla. Queen pops her ability, she gets the last of the pups, and goes off against the Inferno Tower. Guys, we need that Town Hall to go down.
Yep, and that freeze spell just missed the Giga Bomb, and oh, the Tesla is up. The Queen and the healers tried to fly by, but the Town Hall said negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
So now we have a problem. The only troop left is the Stone Slammer and the CC troops inside. That Giga Tesla has very little health left, but there's a sweeper and no freeze spell.
Stone Slammer on the way to save the day. Moving in, it's going to have to deal with that air sweeper though, and oh, so close, it just needs to drop one little bit of damage right here. And the rage spell to try to get in on top of the Town Hall. Is it going to go down? There it is.
It goes down, and Just Ordinary secures the win here against Proc. Wow, it was a lot closer there at the end than I expected there, Galadon.
Yeah, that Stone Slammer was the hero there, and it's going to come in, and after the fact, going to take down the Eagle Artillery. Not really a matter now, but a 60% 2-star, like you said, enough to give Just Ordinary the victory.
Congratulations, Just Ordinary, an 11-10 victory over Proc.
Wow. So that one 3-star made the difference. We've been hammering it down. Only one 3-star out of 20 attacks in this first round. 10 of them on studio, 10 of them in the back, and no 3-stars for the war in the back.
We had Proc drop a 3-star, but unfortunately they had a 1-star.
Yeah, it counterbalanced.
Yeah, so a beautiful work by Just Ordinary, showing that they are anything but ordinary as they work their way across right here. Man, some close scores right here though, Klaus. We've got what, 11, 10, 10, 10?
Right, yeah, so only one clan has 11 stars. Again, that's Just Ordinary. We just saw that victory. Every other clan has 10 stars. The war in the back, all by total destruction. This one almost came down to total destruction. Had that sweeper done just a little more and defended that Town Hall going down.
It can be tough right at the end, and we've seen it surprisingly several times just in this first war where the Town Hall had to be taken out by a change in plans or by the Stone Slammer. So, amazing stuff.
I still say Marjorie the Minion was the MVP of that war, but, you know, speaking of real MVPs, we've got Woody, who's going to be interviewing one of the players.
Thanks, Klaus. I've got Para here from Just Ordinary, and congratulations. Not only did you win this war, but your clan is now ahead of all 3 other clans with 11 stars. How do you feel?
We are very happy, and personally I'm very excited, and we have to go on. that's what we're going to do.
You've got a couple more wars left today. Tell us a little bit about your planning and preparation to get here.
No, I can't do that. No leaking, man, no leaking.
Well, maybe you've got some people out there that you want to thank.
Yes. I would like to send my greetings to the 3 World Chat and to all the Royals and the Just Ordinary and to my daughter and my wife.
Well, best of luck in your next war. I'm sure you're going to make them proud. Let's head on over to the Telestrator, where our chief analyst, iTzu, is going to break down one of the best attacks from that last war. iTzu?
I have to take the attack from SG. This was a beauty, and we don't see those too often, so we had to choose this. Like, it's an Electro Dragon kill squad, which got kind of popular in the last couple of weeks, and the idea behind that attack is just to get Electro Dragons inside of the core, because normally they have a kind of easy way to the core, because most of the players over here are using Lava Hounds in their defensive CC, which means the Electro Dragons ignore those defensive troops, which means they're even more effective. And in the core, all of those bases are kind of compact, which means the Electro Dragons can come over here, and you can see like all of the buildings are standing right next to each other, which means the bounces of those Electro Dragons are just insane, and they're getting so much value. Another Electro Dragon is in the Slammer, which is kind of tanking for the rest of the Electro Dragons, and now they're splitting in the base, like in the core of the base, and like in all of the different directions. You can see one of the Electro Dragons is even taking out the Sweeper, which is pointing towards the Town Hall. And now you can see as well, he had an Earthquake in his army composition, but the Electro Dragon came over, saved the day, and so he had like kind of swag Earthquake. The Lalo part was beautiful. He's waiting for the Tornado Trap to expire, then using the Warden ability to take out the Town Hall, and the Loons are coming in against the clock, and this will be in the end, sadly, just a 99%, but those attacks, that's what we're looking for, and I'm super excited to have already this attack in the first war, so I'm even more hyped to see the next couple of wars. Let's get back to the guys at the desk.
Thanks very much, iTzu. A great attack and very close to a 3-star. They don't always make it there, but you came very close and did well for your clan. Guys, we've seen an awesome war already, but the schedule still has 3 more rounds left today. What are you thinking about that last match?
Man, I mean, so again, there was a lot of clutch moments where buildings went down at the last second. There was obviously the 3-star that made it happen, and the unfortunate 1-star that cost the other clan the win. So it was just a very dramatic war for us, and we really enjoyed watching.
I'm looking forward to the next war, personally. That was great, but we were about to see GS come out and a couple of pro players that we've seen in the past.
Our next match between GS and Just Ordinary is almost underway, but first, why don't we learn a little bit more about that clan, GS?
We are GS. I'm Stadra.
I'm Eren. I'm Wad.
I'm Us. And I'm Takana. GS という名前は、Get to the Summit の略で、世界の頂点を取るという、共通の目標を持ったメンバーが集まって、チームになりました。3ヶ月に1回ぐらい、みんなで会って、一緒にクラクラをしたり、食事をしたりしています。GS が世界一の、クランであることを、証明するためのいい機会だと思っています。一番強いのはバタングだと思います。同じアジアの、クランとして負けるわけにはいかないので絶対に勝ちたいと思います。もしファイナルに出場することができれば、なるべく前回を取られない配置を準備していきたいかなと思います。スタドラはその睡眠が得意なんですけども、よく寝ることが、一番の秘密兵器ですね。
Ladies and gentlemen, your next war is just about to get underway. GS is seeking a climb to the summit, but Just Ordinary, hot off of a victory against their last opponents, Proc, are in their way.
We have GS here. Earth, Takana, Wado, Stadra, and Aaron's CPB.
Cannot wait to see Just Ordinary again. These guys putting together some amazing attacks. 1 triple and a 99. Let's see if we can't see 2 triples this war. It's possible.
GS stacked up against the #1 clan in this group so far, ahead by a whole star in this competition. What are you expecting to see from these players in this match so far?
I mean, we have some familiar faces. Again, we've seen Earth and we've seen Takana in the previous qualifier. They didn't make it, but they did really, really well. So in Earth, it was Galadon that mentioned it to me earlier. He's like, remember Earth? He nailed it, 3-star after 3-star. So I have a lot of expectations from Earth in this round.
And I'm not only excited about Takana or Earth and GS's offense, defense. I've heard rumblings backstage already about these bases being unusual and actually throwing players off. They're surprised at what they're seeing, so this could be interesting, this war.
We did see a 1-star hit earlier today, and I think that that's evidence enough that some of these players are a little bit confused about how to approach these bases. Should they try for a really risky play to go for 3 stars and possibly only come away with 1, or is it better to go for the safe 2-star hit? Klaus?
And that's what it all comes down to. Look at the total amount of stars with each clan. 11, 10, 10, 10. 10, 10, 10. The lowest score is 10. That's averaging 2 stars per attack. So if you don't 2-star, you're below the pack. But if you don't 3-star, you're in the middle somewhere, and it comes down to percentage points. So if it were me, I would say you definitely need to secure that 2. But if you can get that triple, you win.
Well, we are ready to start the next match. GS versus Just Ordinary.
I cannot wait to see this. These guys, GS, may be my pick to advance to Sunday. They have some amazing bases, incredible attackers as well. Like Klaus was saying, we've talked about Earth, we've seen before, Takana, we've seen here before, and that counts for a lot. Having that time behind or underneath these hot lights in front of the cameras helps calm the nerves a little bit. We saw earlier, the beginning of the first war, that was that 1 star right at the very start.
Absolutely, and also remember, they have those headphones on and they have an admin telling them when to attack because we've got to keep the show going, right? So they have to hit the attack button when they're told. And that is huge because when you're at home, you know, playing on your beanbag, eating Cheetos, then you can just pretty much do just about whatever you want, attack whenever you want. Not the case here today.
Well, here comes Godblin for Just Ordinary, starting things off. And again, different attack class. We're seeing some witches, 9 witches and 11 balloons. This is a hybrid that is definitely outside the meta.
And you know that Godblin had to have seen this base design and thought that this would work. Maybe it's an attack strategy that he's practiced a lot with. He knows what type of base is weak to this type of attack. But notice, I mean, like the key factors to me would be, you know, maybe the Infernos are on maybe single, right? And so that is why you'd want to use a bunch of witches. But that's not the case here, so it's not totally clear to me.
Nope, he's got all sorts of spells. There's 1 haste, 1 freeze, 1 jump, 1 heal, 1 poison, and 1 rage remaining. Looks like the balloons were mostly part of a kill squad right there, Klaus, as the Archer Queen is moving in and about almost 20% damage so far as she's kind of moving in clockwise towards 3 o'clock.
You've got to imagine that wasn't the direction that Godblin wanted. The right-hand side above that crest on top at about 1 o'clock was funneled out, and the Queen decided to swing around anyway. So he is now having to adjust his plan. He's having to do what we struggle with as casual players or the regular player. We struggle with this. If things don't go 100% according to plan, we kind of fall apart. But these guys, they have to keep it cool to be able to execute properly.
They absolutely always have a plan B. Heading in after this town hall, over 50% damage already. Look at those witches and all of those skeletons moving in after the town hall. Looks like it's about to go down. Freeze on the Giga Tesla right there. It's kind of stalled at about 80% damage. Here come the skeletons. Giant bomb on the witches. There you go, 2nd star.
2 stars secured, but we do have a Stone Slammer. Unfortunately, that Queen died up there at the top. She had a lot of chance of swinging around and getting a lot more percentage. But with that Eagle Artillery still up in the center of this base, the cleanup's going to be tough, and it's probably going to end up being a fairly low percent in comparison to what we're used to.
Well, definitely not what they had hoped for. And again, you see the sweeper protecting the Eagle Artillery right there, at least trying to. Finally, the Stone Slammer is going to get in and advance on that Expo. So again, it looks like we're going to land somewhere in the 60s. Depends upon what happens once the Stone Slammer deploys its troops. And an unusual attack, but an unusual base as well, like we were talking about right before this war started. GS, known for innovating some very unusual approaches to defense.
You know what I find interesting is that, you know, typically what you're trying to do is defend that clan castle. You want to put that, or I'm sorry, that town hall. You want to defend that town hall because it's a star in its own. But all of these bases have the town hall sitting near the exterior. That's because they're okay with getting 2-star. The bottom clan right now has all 2-star attacks. That's okay. What they want is to prevent the triple, and that's by putting all the traps, all the defenses into sort of like a big knot in the middle to confuse the attacker.
An early exit for Godblin's Archer Queen, but he still manages to get the 2-star and knocks down over 2/3 of the buildings in the space. Nice start for Just Ordinary.
Yep, so a 68% 2-star, but it is something that we will see time and time again today, and that is players expressing disappointment whenever they don't grab a 3. I mean, to be playing at this level of the game, these are the absolute best players in the world, and they expect nothing less than 3 stars. You know that they want it every single time, and it's funny, many of us at home would be so happy with an 80-something% 2-star, but no, anything less than a triple is not what they want.
Nothing, they don't want anything but the best for their clan. You know, they have a lot of pressure on them. 20% of the responsibility of whether or not they go to Sunday is on them for their clan. It doesn't come down to one person, it's a team effort, but you know that all these guys, all these players really want to pull it off for their clan.
With only 5 players, you're absolutely right, and you can see Just Ordinary starts out 1 attack, 2 stars, so Takana from GS, again, this is a very experienced player that we're seeing right here, so nerves probably not an issue.
Not as much of an issue. You know, it doesn't matter how many times you do something. You do get a little nervous if you're, you know, if you're really taking it seriously. It's good stress, though. It's not a bad thing. So I'm pretty sure he's wired right now. He's definitely on some sort of energy drink, but that's okay because it's sharpening his senses and making him faster.
That's for certain. And you'll notice that big effort right there to get this one enclosure open, and now you can see why. The King got in and wiped out the Wizard Tower, but now the design of Takana was to get the Archer Queen to go in after that Inferno Tower, and it looks like she may, no, she's going away from it, Klaus. She's not, that's the key. Takana wanted that Inferno to go, and the Archer Queen's not there.
And guess what? Funnel. That's what it comes down to. The funnel wasn't complete. The Queen is programmed to go to the closest building that she can see, and she can see over walls. She can see around walls, not under walls. I almost said under
walls, right?
But she can see through them technically. I think she's tall enough to see over them, though. But either way, the bottom line is you have to have a secure funnel, or it isn't going to happen.
Exactly. That is precise, and that again is one of the fundamentals of this game. At any level, it doesn't matter what town hall level you're playing at home. To watch these attackers funnel, to watch spell timing and placement, this is stuff that is applicable to everybody from town halls 2 to 12.
That corner Tesla almost throws the entire pace of this attack off, but fortunately, enough balloons survive. The Warden approaches just in time, doesn't even use his Warden's ability because the haste spell helps the balloons along, so he still has his Warden's ability to use that the Eternal Tome. With that, that Grand Warden not taking out the Eagle Artillery there.
Yep, and that is, again, kind of advanced war strategy, but something for everybody to consider. Sometimes it's better to hold off on the Warden's ability. You don't necessarily need it to protect from the Gigabomb damage if the units are going to duck under it like Miners or move away from it with a haste spell like those loons did.
And actually, Miners, if timed right, if there's no buildings near, they go down underground before the Gigabomb even goes off. But the balloons are generally too slow. But Takana, being the experienced attacker that he is, one of the best in the world, he knows that if he's got a haste spell on those balloons and they're going far enough away, he doesn't need that Grand Warden to save them.
Yep, they avoided it, but Panda Cubbin's base also avoided a 3-star. And Takana now struggling just to crack 80%, so a super solid attack. A great number, over 80%. But again, not what GS is hoping for right here. These guys came in planning. I saw the comments. They were talking about their strategies. Every single one of these players considers a 3-star the only possible outcome.
Takana slicing down the competition like a katana, earns 2 stars for GS, and takes the first step on this climb to the top.
Yep, so again, let's watch the free spell there as the Town Hall is being avoided by these loons. They finally move in, and like Klaus pointed out, because of the haste spell, the Warden's ability not needed right here, they got out of the way just in the nick of time.
When I think of a Panda Cubbin, right? That was the defender. I think something like soft, you know, sweet. Yeah. But that base wasn't soft, and it defended pretty well. So you got to admit that with the best attackers, you're also getting the best bases. And Galadon, I don't know about you, but I've got someone at home snapshotting these bases for me on the stream.
Oh, you better believe it. Every single one of these bases going into the archives and probably going to be shown on YouTube somewhere. Wait a minute. It's being shown on YouTube right now, isn't it? Well, there you go. Because these are amazing bases. And again, these are innovators. These are players that are putting up bases that have no doubt never been used before. It's possible that we'll see some bases that appear similar, but remember, traps, Teslas, mines, and bombs, those get moved around and can completely change the complexion of a base on defense.
That's right, and if you do end up snapshotting any base ever, it's suggested to at least change up the traps a bit. Otherwise, somebody can just watch a YouTube video or stream or whatever, and boom, they know where all of your traps are. But here we go. Galadon, question for you. And I told you I wouldn't do this to you, but I'm going to. We're seeing a lot of key defenses here, like the Eagle or the Sweeper or sometimes the Inferno. Which defense is the most deadly in your opinion?
Well, I think it really depends upon the attacking units. You know, I mean, late in an attack, a Wizard Tower is going to be absolutely devastating to balloons. You know, a Eagle Artillery being up on miners can be tragic as well. You know, Inferno Towers can damage a lot of different attacks and stop a lot of different attacks. So it is definitely situational. Right here, it looks like Panda Cubbin's wall record got to the Town Hall. And again, like bowlers, I mean, oh, Gigabomb right there, but it looked like, was that Warden ability active?
I don't think so. I think that the bowlers right there did not survive the attack. By the way, we didn't even mention it, but the Giga Tesla and the Giga Bomb are, I think, the heaviest damage output in the game. So if you're at Town Hall 12, get that thing maxed out so you have that Giga Bomb, but as Galadon just proved, every defense counts. Don't underestimate defense in this game.
Yep, it makes a difference, and that's why some of these players can kind of guide the defense of a base, maybe to prevent a certain attack from 3-starring it, but it's absolutely impossible for a base to be fully prepared to stop any attack, and that's one of the things we see, these changes of attack strategies, and wow, those are some really late bat spells, Klaus.
Wow, with 55s. I was just thinking, yeah, this attack's coming, you know, it's about to end, and then, no, I see 5 bat spells awaiting to be deployed while you were talking, and then boom, here they are. So is there enough time, ultimately? I mean, I guess if the bats survive, there is, but there's nothing left.
But there's an Inferno Tower, a multi-target Inferno Tower right here. It's burning on the Queen, the Warden, and the healers. These bats going to get through just about everything else, but as they close in, the multi-target Inferno is going to make quick work of them.
Fortunately, I mean, some of the beams of the Inferno were busy on like the Queen and like a healer or whatever. So it looks like the Queen should. Oh, come on, Queen.
She's going to get
Come on, Queen. Yes, she gets it down.
But she also lost her last healer. So there's no defenses left. But if she steps on even a small bomb, she is gone. But either way, not enough time to get this job done. Great to see Panda Cubbin get through every defense. But unfortunately, another time fail.
Wow, so close. Every defense down. You got to admit, if there wasn't a timer, if the troops at 3 minutes didn't just go, I'm done, I'm out, you know, then that would have been a triple. But that's not how the game works. You've got to attack fast.
That Queen couldn't have had more than a couple hundred hit points left in her health. And all she has to do is step on a giant bomb over there somewhere, and it changes things. But that was interesting. It was close. But again, there's your Giga Bomb going off. And yes, it did vaporize a few bowlers. And you talk about worst enemies for certain attacks. I think for me, seeing bowlers get hit by a Giga Bomb is probably the worst thing. For bowlers, anyway.
Yeah, that one hurts.
Yeah.
A 2-2 draw to the action so far. Next off, wading into the action is Watto.
All right, Watto for GS going up against Nakata from Just Ordinary. And again, another slightly different looking base, kind of getting a first look at it. These guys haven't had that much time to prepare either. And right away, Watto trying to pick off some trash buildings on the outside.
This just in, as this attack here from Watto gets set up, one Hive has pulled off a triple against Proc behind the scenes. So they are now ahead 5 stars to 2 stars with 2 attacks being used by one Hive. So that is good to see. Someone else can pull off triples, and this competition, I think, just got a lot steeper.
It absolutely did. Raise from one Hive putting up the first triple for their clan, and that is going to keep things super close as we see Watto moving in again with another P.E.K.K.A. smash with 6 balloons as well. So we're seeing a lot of these attacks that are hybrids, that are not, you know, they're bringing other type troops. They've got specific assignments in mind for every single troop in their army composition.
And you know, with only 100 or so buildings on the field and 260 or 280 or however many troops you happen to have based on if your army camp's upgraded or not, you're seeing if they can pull off taking out one building with one troop, like an archer or whatever, that's high value in this attack. And you'll see that they spend a lot of time scouting these bases to see if they can find anything free like that.
Exactly, and this time Watto did get that Warden ability down as the Giga Bomb went off. It's one of those things where it's risky not to use it right there. And now tons of damage coming in from those Expos. In comes the defensive CC. The Lava Hound is there, the Tornado Trap as well. This is that point in the attack where it's tough to tell how much is left on the ground, Klaus.
Yeah, there's a lot of action going on. Unfortunately, the Queen decided to go off in the wrong direction and break through some walls. I'm pretty sure everyone has experienced that in their lifetime. But now she finally gets back into the swing of things and
got the Eagle.
She got the Eagle. That is a key defense. If you can take out the Eagle, then your cleanup, automatically you're probably going to get an extra 10 or so %, if not more, at the end of an attack.
Yep, so we're passing 60% right here. The Queen just about to go down, uses her ability. The healers are trying to help, but they're getting taken down by that Expo in behind. They're not going to last much longer, and neither is the Queen without the help of the healers. Balloons out of that Siege machine on the left-hand side. Good freeze spell moving in after this multi-target Inferno. But, wow, check out the air skeletons and the lava pups wiping out anything that was left there.
Man, so with those pups staying alive, let's just make a quick note, okay? Galadon, mental note. We need some Lava Hounds in that Clan Castle. That's what we're seeing all the time. So in your wars back at home, you get a defending Lava Hound, you're going to put yourself ahead of the pack.
Yep, it is certainly the meta right now. The Lava Hound coming in there, and usually with archers, we're seeing most of the time, maybe?
Yeah.
It definitely slows, especially when you see it right here in the middle when it goes down. This is one of those times where the attacker doesn't want the Lava Hound to be touched. You don't want those lava pups to be interfering.
That's right. Those pups are brutal.
Another 2-star up on the board for GS. Keeping pace, it's time for Just Ordinary to turn things around and try to get another attack of their own.
Yep, so Nakata is up next for Just Ordinary. These guys, again, the clan that put up the first 3-star of the day, but now, of course, One Hive putting up a 3-star of their own. Remember, there's 4 clans that are competing right now. Only 2 can advance to Sunday.
And another news flash from the war from behind. I don't want to talk about it too much. I know you guys can't see it, but One Hive got the 3-star, and then Proc responded with a 99% 2-star. You got to believe that they're disappointed, but that's still a really solid attack percentage.
Incredible. Bradders from Proc putting up a 99, and it happened to be back on Ray's base. Ray's had just dropped the 3-star, but now Nakata going after Aaron's CPB. And again, hey, our first look at Hog Riders today, Klaus. I'm excited about this one.
Oh, Hog Riders, definitely an all-time favorite for the war community, especially, pre-bowler update, I would say. A long time ago, 2015, into 15. But you're seeing right now some Hog Rider action. Galadon, where are we going to see these Hogs? I mean, they're so vulnerable to the Gigabomb.
Exactly, so probably trying to get that Town Hall down first as the units are headed in after it. Remember, the Hog Riders aren't going to target the Town Hall unless it's activated. It is activated here, but you'll see there's 3 heals and a Rage remaining. The Archer Queen battling to get this Inferno Tower down. Obviously, based upon where that jump spell is, Nakata wants the Queen to get in, get the defending Archer Queen, the Eagle Artillery, and the Town Hall down if possible.
Wow, so unfortunately for him, that enemy Queen does not go down. So what that means is that that Queen is going to be one-shotting or two-shotting those Hogs as they progress through the base. That is a big loss for Nakata here. But also note that Stone Slammer is still up, and that Stone Slammer has not been deployed, so that means that it could potentially end up being used to take out that Town Hall, as we've seen before.
Yep, the Stone Slammer Star Saver, the 4S, trying to get in there to get that Town Hall down late in the battle. It's going to be close. We'll see what happens. There's a Wizard Tower and some other air targeting defenses in the way. There it comes, and it's going directly after the Town Hall.
Wow, I wouldn't have deployed from way over there, but it's going directly at that Town Hall. That is understanding the game mechanics right there. Very, very nicely done. Unfortunately, that Stone Slammer has to deal with
side.
What, Valkyries?
What's happening?
Hogs, maybe?
I don't see. It's hard to see the damage to the Town Hall. Is it going to go down? It's the Eagles focusing on whatever's there. Oh, it just goes down in time. Unbelievably close. You could tell that everybody on Just Ordinary side was holding their breath, awaiting, because you couldn't see the damage.
I was holding my breath too, and that's because, generally speaking, you don't see Hogs in that Stone Slammer. Normally it's Valkyries, normally it's Balloons, because they are a little bit more focused on what they're trying to do. Again, Hogs are very vulnerable to the Gigabomb. They took it out, but they weren't able to survive afterwards.
It's a 5-4 advantage for One Hive in their battle against Proc right now. You can see on screen the Group A star totals. Just Ordinary far ahead of the rest of the pack.
You have Just Ordinary putting up amazing scores right here. Nakata, this was a close save. Again, Klaus, you're right, a risky deployment, but I think that was really the only place he could come at that Town Hall with a Stone Slammer and have any chance of getting it down.
I want to note that he was looking over at his teammates in that moment. He was looking for some sort of help. He was asking, what do you think is going to happen next? And that's what these serious clans do. They get on voice chat with each other or phone call or whatever, and they talk their way through the attacks. And that's what sets them apart, is their communication and their organization.
It always helps to have a spotter, somebody that's over your shoulder or at least on voice chat who's watching the attack, who help you make sure you don't miss little things like hero abilities. And what do we have? What do we have? Oh, level 8 Pidgey from One Hive with another 3-star.
This just in, One Hive with their second 3-star in the back end of this this round here. That's amazing. So One Hive's looking really, really good as Stadra starts setting up this La Lune attack here on the screen.
And right off the bat, the Archer Queen heading in after that Town Hall, easily going to wipe it out right here. Going to need her ability, but again, no healers. Notice there's a skeleton spell, so let's watch for the use of the skeleton spell, usually around the defending Archer Queen.
I love it when these pros use unusual things. I mean, yeah, it's in the game, right? But we all know that certain things are used more often than others. So to see a skeleton spell of any sort is exciting. I cannot wait to see how it's going to be used.
Well, it's great to see these pro players because they have innovations like that that a lot of us don't think of. They've got attack strategies that many of us have never seen before. So we can learn a lot, not only in base design, but attacking mechanics. And here we've got... Go ahead, Klaus.
The skeleton spell was used to distract the enemy queen, but it wasn't in time, so she was able to take out the Electro Dragon with the help of a Seeking Air Mine. So the queen staying up is terrible because the balloons can't target the queen.
Exactly, and you can see the balloons working their way north on this base, and defending Archer Queen, there she is, she's frozen, trying to let the balloons get away from her.
And that's a really good play. I mean, he's got another free spell. He froze down that last Wizard Tower. There's a couple of Archer Towers here at the very top. Look at this. All the defensives are down. There's one more freeze, but unfortunately, there is a Clan Castle in the middle of this base, and that is going to be the deciding factor, whether or not they can take out that Clan Castle because of that queen sitting there defending so well.
She is going to stand there with that bow and defend it with her life. She's going to make sure nothing gets anywhere near that Clan Castle. That is her home, that is her haven, and she is going to do her best to protect it. But watch out, air units moving in, and now she's going to be faced with the lava pups, the minions. Look at this group of balloons at the top, Klaus. That's a lot of loons. This Archer Queen is in big trouble.
It's a balloon parade.
Beautiful freeze right here. The minions get the Archer Queen down. You can hear GS celebrating as the balloons come in. The Archer Queen's out of here. 35 seconds left and just 2 buildings. It is going to be a 3-star for GS and Stadra celebrating, and sure enough, the Clan Castle, last building, 3 stars.
And the pressure is on now for Just Ordinary to respond. That 3-star, as we saw earlier, almost sets this clan in motion to actually take the victory.
Stadra with an impressive performance right there with an attack that looked like things maybe didn't go to plan early on. Pulls it out, a great use of the freeze spells right there, and the Archer Queen could have stopped this attack in its tracks. Stadra, an amazing adjustment right there, and that just shows the pro level of thinking right here.
Stars in his eyes. Stadra has taken another big step for GS. They are moving up in this competition, guys.
Can't imagine how good he feels right now. Can you imagine? It's like we've only seen a few 3-stars in the stream, and he gets one of them. He puts his clan ahead of the current leader. So this is huge for GS, and you have to imagine that Just Ordinary, their blood pressure just shot way up.
You have Just Ordinary, 3 attacks completed, 6 stars. GS, 3 attacks completed, 7 stars. So 2 attacks remain on each side. We'll see what SG has in store right here, as we're seeing that single Earthquake spell again, and possibly, like we saw earlier, that Electro Dragon kill squad, Klaus.
You gotta love that steampunk Tekka armor that King is holding onto over there on that right-hand side. He would fit right into several post-apocalyptic movies and stories here. But SG, starting off this attack really, really well. A great funnel to force his Eagle or his E-Drags right into the core to handle that enemy queen. And notice that they're outside the range of either one of these sweepers.
Exactly. You've got to take that into account anytime you're using air troops, and the dragons especially, because they're so slow. They could be stalled pretty much forever if facing an unfrozen... Oh, check out the chain lightning right there, Klaus.
Wow, so that Chain Lightning gets it done. Takes out one of the sweepers, but tons of defenses. You have to note now that with that little corridor of defenses kind of wiped out between the Town Hall and the sweeper, that's going to cause a problem with the funnel, or the pathing potentially with these balloons. I mean, think about it. The Grand Warden, he'll keep them alive through the Giga Bomb, but now they've got to stay alive on their own merit.
You have a great use of the Grand Warden's ability right there. The balloons racing through that rage spell. There's one haste spell left. Earthquake spell on that Eagle Artillery, trying to get some damage to it, because again, the Eagle raining down is difficult for any attack. And now with that Eagle still up, there's a sweeper that is just about to go down to a balloon right there. Finally goes down. You've got the cleanup troops down. SG has deployed every troop, and now finally, the Eagle Artillery being targeted by the balloons, and it just barely goes down, but you've got a whole group of strong defenses on that right-hand side, an entire set of enclosures right there that are going to keep SG far from a 3-star. But the percentage, again, super solid, Klaus, going to be upwards of 80% by the time this attack wraps up.
History question. When did that third Inferno Tower get added to Town Hall 12? It wasn't in the when Town Hall 12 was actually released, but it has made all the difference on defense. I mean, if you want a good, strong defense, you have to have that third Inferno Tower. And notice it's always up at the end.
Exactly. It is often still remaining at the end of these attacks that don't quite go to plan. And it's definitely a building that you want to get built early on if possible, because even a level 1 Inferno Tower is going to put out a massive amount of damage.
That's right, with that cleanup getting done now, that Dark Elixir drill at the very top, do these minions have any chance of getting any more percent? I mean, we got a couple of, lucky pups down at the bottom. They've got a lot of free reign, but as soon as these minions get done with that king, they're going to walk right into the furnace.
Yeah, but luckily you could see the Earthquake spell remnants right there that helped take down the Eagle Artillery. 84%. So again, units got through extra structures at the end as time counted down, and an 85% 2-star is a nice number from SG. But again, trying to answer to that 3-star, it's a tough call.
GS holds the lead 8-7 in this matchup. Taking a look backstage, we also see Hive leading Proc 8-4. Now, Hive has used one more attack than their opponents. Oh, I'm just getting a news update. It's now 10-6 in Hive's favor. One more attack left for Hive and 2 left for Proc.
Yes, and of course, Group A, we're seeing Just Ordinary still ahead, 19 stars to Hive being in second place with 18. So as you can see, the stars are still making the difference. The 3-star attacks are making all the difference.
Absolutely, but it's only a 3-star span between 1st and 4th place right now. So we're early. We're only through, this is the 2nd war. We have 4 wars because remember, these 4 clans have to face every other clan, round robin style. So it's really anybody's qualification right now, because the top 2 go to Sunday's playoffs.
That's right, and the other 2 get to hang out and not stress so much while being here. We were just talking about that, actually, how these clans are so focused. It's like we don't see any of them down at the restaurant after, at the end of the day or anything, because they're always so focused on getting their strategies down and talking with their clanmates. They're up in their rooms doing their thing. But once a clan or 2 is done, they'll get to relax a little bit, and I guess that's the one positive you'll make it off, right?
That's true, but we've heard that from the first 2 clans that qualified for the World Championship Finals. Team Queso and Tribe Gaming, the many countless hours spent planning attacks and building bases and then testing them. This base, has it been tested? Definitely by Just Ordinary, but Earth, a 3-star specialist for GS, looking to take down everything.
Wow, so all of the troops start hooking off in the wrong direction, getting distracted on such, and just a few bowlers stayed true. They really pointed their sword at that Town Hall and got it done. And if it weren't for that, this attack would be looking really bad right now. So, GG to those key bowlers.
Yep, and look at that Earth, the jump spell from Earth right there. Probably not where it was originally planned. Probably was designed to get the units in after, say, the Eagle Artillery enclosure. They have gone awry out to the outside, like you said, Klaus, so it was one of those hopes that maybe some of those units would come back in and clear out the core, because again, we're going to be looking at a late portion of an attack where the Eagle Artillery is still up.
Well, that's why they put the Town Hall inside of a ring, right? Because you go in, you try to grab that ring, or get inside the donut, the Town Hall sitting in the center, and then you don't really know where your troops are going to go. It's really hard to funnel that. And so ultimately, again, it came down to the funnel. The one on the right-hand side wasn't good enough, and all the troops decided to run off in the wrong direction.
Yep, so the Archer Queen finally gets the Eagle Artillery down, and she's used her ability right there. The defending Archer Queen, though, they both, no, the attacking Archer Queen survived that confrontation, and now Earth, with one of his last units to deploy, is the Stone Slammer.
Look at the outside of this base, Galadon. There are so many destroyed buildings on the outside. Like, I was just hammering down on how his funnel wasn't correct, but dang, he's got a lot. I mean, 66%, and like half of the defenses are still up.
Yep, and surprisingly, he's got about a dozen troops left to drop. Here come the balloons at the bottom of the screen. Again, there's 3 wizard towers up, though. So that's pretty much a balloon's worst nightmare. Surprisingly, the Stone Slammer is still alive, going to get after that last Inferno Tower.
And then, of course, the Rage spell to help this gaggle of balloons rush on through here to try to wipe out a few more defenses so that they can accumulate a little bit more percent. But I think that with the type of defenses that were still up, like you said, Galadon, lots of Wizard Towers. We also have a couple of Archer Towers as well. There was too much left up. And unfortunately, that ultimately will stop the attack from being a triple.
Yep, 79%. A late freeze spell there on that Wizard Tower. Might have been saved a little too long. The balloons didn't get through it, but 79 for Earth. A good number, but again, you could see so frustrated. Earth has put up so many triples in the past. You know he wanted one here.
I wanted it. I mean, I'm not even like involved really. I'm just watching, like everyone at home, watching and enjoying the live stream. But you know, you can feel the tension in the room. These guys are taking this so seriously between GS and Just Ordinary. I mean, this thing is heating up fast as, you know, both clans are starting to see the end of the round and hoping that they can stay ahead of that 50% mark against the other players.
Yep, and again, One Hive and Proc are battling behind the scenes. 4 attacks complete for each of these clans. 8 stars for Just Ordinary, 9 stars for GS. And now the beginning of another attack. We got Heroes and 30 Hog Riders. So a little bit more of a pure Hog Rider strategy right here this time, Klaus.
Yes, I love me some Hog Riders, and that's what we're going to see here, guys. The Stone Slammer leading the way as the Electro Dragons charge in behind with their Chain Lightning. There's nothing better. Watch this, watch this. Boom. Oh, they get all the way into the Eagle Artillery. I never get enough of that.
Yeah, it's always exciting to watch where that stretches to. A lot of these bases have evolved to be anti-E-Dragon, but really only on the outside, like Klaus was talking about earlier. In the core of these bases, almost always you're going to see these defenses focus close together. The E-Dragon goes down right as the freeze landed on those Clan Castle troops and the Archer Queen.
That was a lot to bite off. I mean, dude, he took off a third of the base with just a few Electro Dragons and a Stone Slammer. So you know that he wanted to get the Eagle Artillery and the enemy Queen, but he had already gotten so much value. Now the Hog Riders, they got a lot to deal with right now.
Yeah, and there's still those Lava Pups up as well. You want to see those out of the way. And here they come, bottom left of the screen. Hog Riders moving in. 4 rows of Hog Riders going right after that Inferno Tower in the Town Hall.
You know why there's 4 rows? He's got 4 fingers. He used all 4 at the same time. That's how you deploy troops really, really fast.
Yeah, but there's the Warden ability that saved those Hog Riders as the Town Hall went down. In come the cleanup wizards on the far left side of the base. And again, those Hog Riders so late in this attack because remember, Para wanted to make sure that it had crossed 50% so that the Hog Riders target the Town Hall as a defense.
That's right, and he also had an Earthquake spell just in case that didn't happen, so he had a backup. Okay. But you're right, 50%, that's when that Giga Tesla comes out. Otherwise, the Hogs roll on past it, and they leave a star behind, and that's the worst thing that can happen to you.
And you can indeed see that the Earthquake was deployed where the Town Hall was, but right here, the Eagle Artillery is still up. Those Lava Pups were a big problem for the Hounds as well. Got to get those out of the way. Para from Just Ordinary, 63% 2-star.
Early success with the Electro Dragons, grabbing quite a few percentage off the right side of that base, but unfortunately on the backside, that Inferno Tower just cooked those Hogs into bacon. 2 stars again for Just Ordinary, and it looks like the scores as they're shown on the screen have just got 1 battle left for each of these clans.
All right, so with this attack, I mean, with Para, look at that. I mean, with that Giga Tesla popping out, those Hogs being able to attack, there was nothing left after that, Galadon. I mean, if that had not happened that way, if that Giga Tesla was not out, then that would have been a 1-star fail. Just like that, one little thing caused all that.
Yep, you've got to keep all of those things in mind, and that was one of those times where you see that he brought the Earthquake spell, sacrificed a spell slot to bring an Earthquake. Sometimes you'll see attackers that will either A, use a kill squad to go after the Town Hall so the Hog Riders don't have to deal with it at all, or B, they will actually take the time to count every single building to make sure that they pass 50% before the Hog Riders are deployed at that town hall.
I mean, you're talking about dedication, knowing exactly how many buildings they have to take down in order to get that town hall to pop at that 50% mark. And I've seen it before. We've seen it before in studio where, and in stream, where it was like the queen walk, you know, it's going in, you know, and it gets that 50 just as the balloons enter the town hall's space, and they drop it just in time. Otherwise, the balloons would have kept on going. So that is professional clashing right there.
It's exciting to watch, and it's always important to remember that's where one of the mechanics of Hog Riders and balloons are so similar, especially in large packs. Getting them to target that town hall and timing the activation of the town hall correctly. The true pro move is to know that you can get exactly past 50% as those buildings, as the units move in. Earthquake spell, definitely a good insurance though.
Definitely. It's always good to have an insurance. So with Aaron CPB attacking the final attack for this round. Don't go anywhere. This is not the end, but it's the end of this little round here. We got 2 more rounds to go. But Aaron attacking with, as you can see, some clone spell action. Galadon, you think we're going to see some, you know, Electron?
Watch for Electron as this siege machine is going to go down momentarily. When it does, there's the clone spell. Out come all those balloons. They're going to sweep over and take out all sorts of defenses. Freeze spell, great freeze spell, caught the Archer Queen that got zapped by the Electro Dragon, and it froze the Eagle Artillery as well, Klaus. That was a beautiful freeze drop.
Wow, incredible. So now it comes down to that Electro Dragon. Can it get that Eagle Artillery? It also went ahead and popped that Giga Tesla, probably against the plan. The balloons, they didn't want to be fired down upon so early. So that's, you know, that's an adjustment. It's really tough, if even possible, to predict the chain lightning.
Warden ability right there, used perfectly though as the Town Hall went down and they move in after that Eagle Artillery next. In that haste spell, bottom of the screen, another freeze, another haste. Balloons all over the place. Aaron CPB looking good. They're celebrating. Balloons are everywhere, absolutely overrunning this base, Klaus. The last Inferno Tower obliterated. No defenses left. This is going to be another overkill 3-star as long as he has the time to get this done. The haste spells are still helping things out.
Is it possible to say that the word overkill is an understatement? I mean, look at this. Every balloon is still alive, I think.
Wait, there's a Lava Hound there too that hasn't popped.
Yeah, well, that's the key. If there is a Lava Hound in the CC, don't pop it, and all of a sudden it's not really doing much. This was an overkill with over 30 seconds left in the attack. Aaron gets that triple.
That was an offensive Lava Hound that never popped as well, and GS with the victory.
The champions of this match, GS, are victorious.
Another 3-star from GS putting up 2, and that's what One Hive did backstage. Victorious 12-10 over Proc, but GS walking out to shake hands with the opposing clan. What a matchup. Just Ordinary putting up that 3-star in the first war. GS coming up, putting up 2 3-stars in the second.
I mean, you're talking about this time, 2 3-stars were needed to win for both of the winning clans. So you're talking 12 stars apiece. The stakes are getting higher. The winning clan last time won with 11. Now both of them win by 12. Are we going to see a 13? I mean, what's going on here?
12 stars is a 40% hit rate, Klaus. That is crazy right there. At maxed out Town Hall 12s, and remember, all of the other factors that are being taken into consideration are many that we don't think about. Again, like you mentioned earlier, just the pressure of being here, the setting that it is so different, so much harder for these players, and these bases are so innovative. They're so different than anything we've ever seen.
And speaking of different and better than anything we've ever seen, we've actually got Woody over with one of the players of the winning clan.
Thanks very much, Klaus. I'm here with Aaron CPB of the clan GS. Congratulations on your victory. With 2 3-star hits, you've done better than every other clan so far. How do you feel?
勝利おめでとうございます。この対戦で3スターの、2つできましたけれども、これは今一番すごいスコアなんですけれども、どんな気持ちでしょうか
？2つ取れたんですけど、もっと取れると思ってたんで少し残念っていう気持ちもあります。
Well, we got only 2. We think we could have got better, so we are actually a little bit disappointed with the score.
It's hard to be disappointed with the best score of any clan so far this season, but I know that you're going to try hard in your 3rd and final match coming up shortly. What are you doing to prepare for that last game?
まだ次最後のゲームがありますけれども、このゲームのためにどんな準備するつもりですか？
落ち着いて、とりあえず2前回取れたので落ち着いていつも通りやろうと思います。
Well, we're just gonna relax. We got the 2 free stars. We're going to do the same thing and just relax and wait for the game.
Easy coasting. Arigato gozaimasu. Hope you have a great job in the next clan. Let's head over now to the telestrator, where our Chief Analytics Officer, iTzu, has got a little bit to say about that last attack.
Yeah, we have a Lalo attack, which is one of the nicest attacks to watch, especially when you know what the attacker is trying to do. He's trying to take out like a large part of this base, like the part which I'm marking right now. And with taking this out, you can see with where the sweepers are pointing that he's trying to create a really nice pathing for him. He's trying to dodge the sweepers with some crazy Lalo, like starting over here with the Lalo portion, trying to aim for the sweeper, and at the same time starting already with the Lalo from over here. So we are watching how he's taking out the first part of the base, since this is like really complicated. I already showed you kind of like what's the back-end plan, taking out the Town Hall, one of the most important defenses at Tower 12, and then starting with the really early loons onto the cannon, trying to snipe the air defense. And now you can see there's not that much damage left, which is like single point damage onto the Slammer, which means the Slammer can really nicely fly into the core of the base. And the goal for that is just to deliver pretty much Electro Dragon into the core to take out the enemy queen. Meanwhile, he's already starting with this Lalo part from the other side. And now watch onto the core, like watch the E-Drag really closely. Black Mine catching the E-Drag, which in the end causes the enemy queen not to die, which means this attack is going closer than it should have been. And still, in the end, this is gonna be an overkill triple. Really, really nice adaptation with the free spells. GS using a lot of free spells on Lalo attacks, which is nice to see and really creative. And with that, we're going back to the desk.
Thanks very much, iTzu. We've seen a lot of success with these Laloon attacks and P.E.K.K.A Smash as well. Great chance to get 3-star hits. Galadon and Klaus, we just saw a smashing 12 stars from GS in that last war. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are I'm sad we missed the 12 from One Hive as well. So yeah, GS and One Hive both getting 2 3-stars. It just proves that the competition here is extremely high, and it's gonna get even better. We're only halfway through right now.
Exactly, and creativity, iTzu nailed it. That's the word of the day, both on defense and on attack, to see these unusual layouts and unusual troop compositions.
Victory for One Hive and GS seems very close, but we've got a couple more wars to watch. First off, though, we're going to have One Hive up on stage next. Why don't we learn a little bit more about them?
Hi, this is the One Hive clan. My name's Tricky. We've got Jimmy, Pidgey, Raze, and Pumper. One Hive's been a strong fair play war clan for a number of years now. We've got a long heritage in the scene, so a lot of different leaders have passed on, and the clan probably looks quite different than it did a few years ago. But we've really kept our values throughout all of that. Well, we've been working every single month to try and get here, and we've been watching all the different streams. And the first live qualifier, we were like, oh, we were so close, but we saw a lot of our guys that have been through One Hive before, that we recognise. Second one, again, really close. So the fact that the third qualifier we finally managed to make it here is awesome. We're really looking forward to it. We really think May could be our month. We want to really give it a go. So yeah, it's basically what we play the game for, right? This is our side of it. Serious wars, really good opposition. So it's going to be brutal. It's going to be difficult, but we're really excited about it.
One Hive sitting on top in first place, shared with GS right now, but Just Ordinary is only 1 star behind them. Will they be able to unseat them this more?
We have One Hive, Tricky, who was speaking during the video, level 8 Pidgey with this 3-star from earlier, Jimmy, Raze, and Pumpa.
And one of my favorite clans of all time, Just Ordinary, gonna watch them again. Godblin, Para, SG, Nakata, and Panda Cubbin.
Are there any players that stand out to you from these lineups, guys?
Absolutely. Right now, watch for One Hive's level 8 Pidgey and Raze. Both of those players have put up triples behind the scenes so far, so I cannot wait to see how they perform under the lights.
I agree 100%. Actually, when you asked the question, those 2 names popped up from One Hive. Of course, we've seen some great attacks from Just Ordinary as well. So I think these 2 clans are going to clash just fine.
It's their last match of this Group A. Who is going to qualify for the playoffs on Sunday? Will it be One Hive versus Just Ordinary?
All right, this war just about to get underway. Remember, One Hive put up 2 triples in their last war. This is the last war that One Hive and Just Ordinary will participate in today, but we've got another war right after this one as we're going to watch GS face off with Proc in the final war of the day.
The emotion I feel right now is relief, because at this point in the stream, there's no action going on behind the scenes. Everything else that's going to happen, we're going to see it. So that makes me happy as a viewer and also as a caster.
Right? It's like you don't want them talking behind your back. I don't want people attacking behind my back. I want them attacking out here. I want to see what happens. We're going to see it all right now. And the next war.
Do you have any predictions as to who's going to come out ahead in this match?
Oh boy, One Hive certainly has momentum right here, coming off that 12-star win. But Just Ordinary, we've seen them put up triples as well.
Yeah, Just Ordinary. I mean, so Just Ordinary is coming off a loss. And so a real champion, they come back harder, more determined, more focused than the other team. So that is what it ultimately comes down to, is can Just Ordinary come back ready to rock and roll?
All right, well, rocking and rolling right now is Jimmy from One Hive, starting out with, yes, one of my favorite attacks, Queen Charge Miner. I was hoping, despite the fact that we're kind of in this P.E.K.K.A. Smash meta, that we would see some Queen Charge Miner, and that's exactly what Jimmy is bringing in.
So this base familiar, the firewall on the right-hand side, but note that these players are not able to see the
Archer
stream.
Queen down, Klaus. Archer Queen down.
Archer Queen down.
Somebody call the paramedics. That is not good.
That's terrible. Okay, well, so good thing about miners is that you can adjust. The miners are one of the best attack strategies to be able to give you some adjustment. It's flexible. So let's see how Jimmy is able to respond now that his queen hasn't survived the attack.
Yep, so there's a P.E.K.K.A. down at 6 o'clock, and then there's your P.E.K.K.A. Barbarian King coming in on the left-hand side just about 10 o'clock. Notice kind of cleaning up some of these trash buildings on the outside. Then on the far right, around 3 o'clock, you got a Baby Dragon, but I'm guessing we're going to see the miners. They have to come in right after that Town Hall.
Ouch. So the king actually lures the enemy king, that's huge, and the enemy clan castle. And unfortunately, the miners cannot target those CC troops. They're ground troops. They can't hit air troops. So he's got to make sure that they're handled right now.
Oh, wave the shovel like really high?
Have you ever seen a miner jump? They don't jump very well.
I guess
stuck in the ground.
I guess those air units do fly a little bit higher than the shovel can reach. That's, again, unfortunate. But what's in that clan castle, Klaus? I mean, that siege machine.
Well, I don't know, but it's doing some key stuff. It's making a funnel. It's distracting the clan castle troops. And fortunately, he had a poison spell to take out the balloon. So now things are okay. We're okay. With the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome ability being used, that keeps all the miners alive during the Eagle artillery shot, and they don't even have to worry about that Giga Bomb. They're going to coast right along.
You know what they have to worry about is that Archer Queen and 3 Expos firing at them right now as they're taking a massive amount of damage. 36%, Klaus, and I don't see much left of this attack.
Yeah, there's not a lot left. 37% 1-star right now. You have to imagine that Jimmy is a little bit panicked. And I don't want to, put words in his mouth or in his mind either, but, with 40%, you need 10 more buildings with less than 10 troops. This is going to be a miracle.
Great effort to try to save it over here with just a couple of miners and a rage and a heal. He's grabbed more percentage points, but will it be enough? You've got those units at the top picking up trash buildings, 45%. The Eagle now focused on one of those minions, 46. Wizard working. Here comes some skeletons to take out the Wizard, 47. Archers on the right-hand side are going to go after this drill, but it looks like 48%. Is that it?
Wow.
Oh, Lava Hound pops. That's going to be disaster. 48% 1-star.
That was not the way I expected this to start out at all.
Loses his queen early, and he is punished hard for it. Jimmy, unfortunately, falling a bit short there with the 1-star hit, but fortunately for One Hive, they will still be ahead of the pack, just not winning by much in this war against Just Ordinary now.
That's a good point, Woody. Overall stars, they were in first place, so you could say they have a star to spare, but again, it is coming down to this round robin where every clan faces every other clan. That is not how One Hive wanted to start things. This is a big opportunity for Godblin and Just Ordinary to shift the momentum into their favor, maybe put up a big enough score to move back into the top.
Remember, One Hive was in first place, tied with second, and then third place was 1-star behind. So now that they've lost 2, that could potentially put them tied for third if everything else stays the same. So that really turns up the pressure on the rest of the One Hive attackers. They have got to perform. They've got to do what we're used to seeing them do and pull out some triples. Otherwise, they're going to be going home.
Yep, so Godwin from Just Ordinary moving in with a pretty effective funnel. Looks like units all headed in right behind that wall wrecker, going to get to the Town Hall, and there's a good rage spell. So the Town Hall goes down, watch for that Warden ability, making sure everybody stays up for the Gigabomb.
You know, they delay a little bit on purpose. It hurts my my heart. My heart explodes when they do that. But it's because they want that the Eternal Tome ability. There you go, to continue through the attack as far as I can.
Exactly, because as the units move in towards the core, there's all these other defenses, the Expos, the Eagle, the Inferno Towers that are going to be burning down. You want to get massive value. It's like that Queen Charge. You want to get as much value out of every hero as possible.
That's right, and with this, what looks like just a troop walk, tons of troops in with some healers. We have some bat spells, and of course we have a few free spells to keep them alive too. Unfortunately, he didn't wait a bit to see if maybe that Wizard Tower would get distracted, but now he's got to make sure he's getting, wow, that was really lucky freezing actually.
Good time freeze, but it's going to thaw right here, and that Inferno Tower needs to go down. Just barely goes down, but again, you've got the Eagle pounding away, lots of Wizard Towers at the top, and another Inferno.
Man, so with that 2-star secured, that does put Just Ordinary ahead of their opponent One Hive, but they've got to get some triples to ensure their place in the playoffs on Sunday. So that's not what they wanted, but fortunately, that's only one attack out of 5. They've got 4 more attempts to pull off a triple.
Yep, so Godwin racking up the percentage points right here, 66, over 2/3 of this base down. See the Ice Golem being healed by the healers right there, and now the Eagle Artillery is focused on the Ice Golem. So a little competition here. Can the healers keep the Ice Golem up, Klaus? Not a lot of damage right there at all from that Eagle.
They have a surprising amount of hit points. It's nice. So the Ice Golem will keep the Eagle Artillery distracted. Queen did have her Royal Cloak ability, so she's going to be able to continue to fly through the space, gather a few more buildings, a little bit more percentage, and put his attack above 80%, which to me is still a win.
Yeah, definitely a solid number right there, 83%. Archer Queen finally goes down. The final time is going to count down. Check out the Archer at the top there. She's safe. She knows that Eagle isn't going to target her. It's after that Ice Golem, but I don't think she can get through that gold storage.
No, I don't think so either. So Alice the Archer still doesn't get that gold storage, and that's the second time in a row. I think we've seen that now in this live stream. But you know what? There's a lot more opportunities probably coming.
Yep, so Godwin for Just Ordinary putting his clan out into the lead right here with this attack on stars and percentage after Jimmy from One Hive not able to grab the 2. So we'll see. Things are closing in. Remember, this time we don't have another war going on behind the scenes. We're going to see that war next.
Time now for One Hive to try to step back up and get to the top again. The bees are buzzing and Raze is ready to raise some buildings on this base.
Exactly, and again, Queen Charge Miner, Klaus. I'm excited, I'm enjoying this a lot.
The Queen Charge Miner didn't get it done last time, but we're looking for some redemption here. We're looking for Raze to get another 3-star. In the previous war, off camera, he tripled. Let's see if he can repeat that those results again.
Exactly, he is one cool player. He has definitely been putting up some incredible attacks so far today. So he's prepared, and he's got the Queen Charge going in right after that Town Hall first. So now we'll see where the funnel goes. It can be anywhere. A lot of times you'll see players funnel around the Town Hall to get the miners in. Ray's not choosing to do that, so no doubt he's got a plan. Maybe at the bottom of the screen, Klaus, use the king down there to clean something up. There's a lot of trash down there.
There's a lot of trash, but there's also a queen that you never know which way she's going to go. So this may be a situation where he's just waiting to see which direction the queen goes. You know, she could ring around the rosy and end up, you know, going the wrong direction again. But the queen's already got the Town Hall, so now it ultimately comes down to just clearing up the core and then spitting out the backside.
Exactly, that is a good point, because now you can see the king has come in at the top. And notice what the king is doing. He's going to help funnel the miners, but he's also going to distract some of those defenses in the area so the miners don't take quite as much damage, but the Eagle is raining down on them as well.
And that Eagle is a big, big problem. Again, a key defense. You want to take it out as best as you can as an attacker. You want to put it in the core of your base as a defender. And fortunately, though, with this attack, Miners handle the enemy queen pretty well. I mean, in mass, they do a ton of damage. You don't have to worry too much about the queen.
No, she did not last long, and there's your Eagle. I mean, there's your Warden ability. Notice it caught the attacking Archer queen as well. Great timing from Raze right there, getting max value out of that Warden ability. He still has the queen's ability and a heal spell left.
That's right, so with one heal left and the queen, there's a lot of gas still in the tank and not a lot of base left. I mean, Raze is looking really strong here, and by the words of Woody, this base is getting raised.
It is, and check out the bottom of your screen, 6 o'clock, a couple loons moved in, and that baby dragon to take out some other defenses. The Miners on the right-hand side, the queen is back to full health, 47 seconds left, and she still has her ability. Raze is looking good, he's nodding his head right now. Units moving in on the right-hand side, taking out these other buildings. They may get through those Teslas as well. Archer Queen on the left-hand side, plenty of time. Archer Queen's ability is gonna get swagged right here as Raze picks up another 3-star for one Hive.
Complete destruction from the One Hive team. 3 stars back on the board means that they're in this war once again.
Wow, so yes, back to square one. That 3-star makes up for that one that they had earlier. And honestly, I think the key of that attack was the funnel on the bottom. Yes, the bottom of the attack, because the Queen Walk ended up swinging to the left at the end of the attack instead of going off to the right and missing a whole bunch of buildings.
Well, it's a good point, Klaus. Sometimes you never know where that queen is going to go. It's best to wait a little bit, have a plan A, have a plan B, depending upon how she behaves. I don't know. I remember we could talk to Raze later. I would not be a bit surprised if that's exactly how he wanted it to go.
And getting 3 stars twice in a row as well is huge, so definite GG for him. And we're looking forward to seeing what he can pull off maybe on Sunday if his clan successfully ends up in the top half of this round robin today.
Well, I'd say it's a little early, but maybe not, Klaus, because One Hive has been performing absolutely beautifully so far, and now SG from Just Ordinary trying to answer right here, starting out with some heroes without healers, so they're just going to get in and get through as much as they can to start this Lalo attack off. And again, we've got 3 Electro Dragons mixed in with this air attack.
Shout out to the P.E.K.K.A. King down there at the right-hand side. He's wearing the helmet, he's got the armor, he's looking good, and he's now popping his ability to continue creating a solid funnel for the troops.
I have to say, based upon the community response I've seen so far on my YouTube video about the Barb King and his new skin, I think it's the most loved skin so far. And it's my personal favorite.
Which is great. I mean, you know, the more the merrier. I love that we're beginning to the point where we have actually the ability to customize the game a bit. You know, what happens when they add in a skin for the Electro Dragons? We can have armor on the Electro Dragons, or something even more crazy, like your goblins. They don't carry sacks, they carry buckets. You never know.
What? Yeah, Klaus thinking outside the box, but you know what? That's what these players have been doing all day, outside the box. You can see this unusual attack. iTzu pointed it out earlier with these guys and their creativity in these attacks. One of the great things to see is the way that bases have evolved since the inception of the Electro Dragon. You saw bases that have now spread out their trash buildings on the outside, but they can't do that as effectively in the core. So like iTzu said, delivering an Electro Dragon to the core is absolutely key and allows it to cause utter devastation in the middle of the base.
But if you want to speak about utter devastation, you have to think about the Air Sweeper, who just completely ruined that Eagle Artillery, that Electro Dragon's attack right there. I mean, if
a bad timing for me talking.
I know. Well, it segued well. That defense is huge in this game, and right now, that Sweeper is the true MVP on defense for One Hive.
It really is, and boy, I would love a freeze spell right here, because if you know your freezes well, you know that you could freeze the Expo. Well, the Expo's set to ground, but easily freeze the Eagle and that Sweeper at the same time. One of the things to look for in the keys to freeze spells is not only multiple defenses, but obviously also timing it as units approach.
That's right. It's interesting because with the free spell, when you place it, there's a little bit of a delay because the spell actually has to fall onto the ground for it to actually be used. So you got to know that these guys that are attacking have a great feeling for that and know exactly when to deploy and how long it will last.
There's so much to keep in mind. You think about that, like the pace of defenses, and that's something I haven't really thought of before. Imagine, I haven't used that term, but the pace of a defense, the pace of an eagle, knowing how often it's going to fire, when to drop that freeze spell so that it stops the eagle from firing again. The pace of a sweeper after it's blown, how long do you wait again before you drop it? Because again, if you maximize it by that spell timing, you could catch it just perfectly and it could change the outcome of an attack.
SG finds another couple stars, but unfortunately, he's still going to be behind in this war based on percentage. Very close match overall. Why don't we take a look at the scores on the group level? One Hive and Just Ordinary are far ahead. We're not sure if we're going to see the same from GS and Proc. Of course, they haven't used their attacks yet, but One Hive still leading the pack.
Exactly. So right now, the score is going to become a little bit misleading because GS and Proc are going to battle next. But between One Hive and Just Ordinary, we've seen some incredible attacks, and I'm excited for what's to come.
So it's interesting because right now these clans, they are having to duel it out, not knowing how the next round will go with the other clans. So right now it really does seem like a one-on-one. They're really, or 5-on-5 if you want to be technical, to see who can best the other clan, because ultimately probably only one of these clans are going to move on, statistically speaking.
5-on-5 on 5-on-5. 4 clans competing with 5 members each. Who's going to get the most stars at the end? We've only got a little bit of time left to tell.
And right now, one of my favorite players for One Hive, level 8 Pidgey, not just because of the name, but he's just a great guy when you talk to him in person, and he did put up a triple last war. So again, like Raze, he's looking to drop back-to-back triples if he can, Klaus.
You know, back during the traditional CWL streams that we were doing, 7 wars in a row, 7 days, we covered One Hive, and level 8 Pidgey was one of those players. And I remembered him from those live streams, and he nailed it. He 3-starred like more than anybody else. So he's definitely a favorite running in here to show us what One Hive really is all about in pulling ahead. They've got a triple to make up for their 1-star fail. Can they continue to push the envelope?
He's certainly one to watch. This attack going beautifully so far. Look at that funnel. That's what you're talking about. So much cleared out. Almost a third of the space is already gone. There was a P.E.K.K.A. being used on the left-hand side, and that's a tricky strategy right there. When you've got a P.E.K.K.A. down and a Queen charge, you want to make sure the healers don't switch onto the P.E.K.K.A. So that is some advanced strategy as the Town Hall goes down, the Warden ability.
All right, so unfortunately not able to see his facial expressions. He's so focused. He's so close to his screen. All he wants to see is the game, so he's not distracted by possibly us yelling or anything. But right now, Jump Spell leading the key troops into the base to get at least into and take out that Eagle Artillery. The Queen's ability is used. This is a good win, but look at that. There's nothing really left. There's a Stone Slammer, and that's about it.
Yeah, the Stone Slammer, and you're right, that Sweeper again protecting that Inferno, and now the Queen does go down. The healers have nothing to do. And let's see if they've got anything to heal inside that Stone Slammer, Klaus. I'm thinking probably not.
You never know. I mean, so like earlier, we saw Stone Slammer holding some Hog Riders. How often do you see that? But there's also a lot of the times they're holding balloons or maybe an Electro Dragon with the balloons. So it could be any of those things. But
My money's on Loons. There they are. Yep, they're going to move away from that Inferno Tower after that cannon, so a little bit unfortunate right there. But again, like Klaus said, just trying to grab the 2-star right here is a level 8 Pidgey. Things not quite going to plan, but he does easily save the 2-star. Looks like he's got some trash buildings to pick up on the right-hand side during the last minute of this attack.
Feels a bit like Caster Curse, if you ask me. I mean, like we've hyped up a few players and things haven't gone quite their way. But we've also hyped a few players and it's gone 100% their way, pun intended. So that is just exactly, it's interesting to see how the pressure or the lights or the everything is affecting these players.
Absolutely. And exactly, as these units are moving in on the right-hand side to take out these last buildings, you've got just a few left to grab right here. Level 8 Pidgey, 56%, so maybe one of the lower percentage scores we've seen from One Hive. But at least you've got the 2-star. And again, they were leading in stars overall, so they should be able to maintain that lead.
We have Alice the Archer and Marjorie the Minion finally working together. This is good. I like seeing what's going to work. Teamwork, right? That's what's going to work.
You know what's happening right now, though? I can practically hear it over the game sounds. Alice the Archer is screaming for the healers, and they're ignoring her. They want nothing. Their work is done. They're like, we helped the big groups. We're done.
Why didn't they come over, Galadon? What's up with that?
Tell me,
Archer wasn't damaged.
She lost her voice.
Well, I didn't agree with that. That was like a little bit of a, I don't know. That was petty of the Archer.
Neglect. I think it was.
Yeah, that was definitely neglect for the poor healers. But hey, he got the 2-star. He got what he came for. now he's got to depend on his clan mates to pull off the triple here after Panda attacks.
Yep, so Panda coming for Just Ordinary, getting ready here. Let's see his clanmates kind of huddled around a little bit. Gonna have that spotter ready. And another look at Ray's base. So Ray's has put up some interesting bases earlier today as well. Hasn't been 3-starred yet.
So they're staying seated, but they are looking over the shoulder of the attacker, whispering their help. Don't forget your king ability. You know, oh, by the way, you forgot the warden, you know, things like that. But for the most part, all these attackers are very capable of 3-starring on their own. But again, as mentioned earlier, that's what sets these clans apart, is their organization, is their teamwork, is their ability to come together during these wars and really help each other out. And looks like with this attack starting off, the funnel has been set up on the top side, and the Queen with the healers should be able to swing down around toward the Town Hall.
Yep, so watch for them to kind of come downward, go counterclockwise here as the P.E.K.K.A. Bow Bat. You've got those 5 bat spells. You probably see those late. Again, trying to move in. There's that P.E.K.K.A. Barb Kingskin and the Wall Wrecker into the Town Hall compartment.
All right, so with that Queen walk now under Rage, we're going to see that Queen start taking on a lot of responsibility moving forward. But the bowlers, if everything goes well, the bowlers are actually going to take the healing from the healers themselves, and they're going to be able to just blow through this base. As I like to say, cascade through the base. That's what it looks like with the bowlers bouncing, or the ball.
That's a good point. And yes, they've got that, in effect, bowling, rolling damage, and the healers have moved in there. Giant bomb going off. Eagle still raining down. They've got to try to get to that and get it out of the way. And remember, 5 bat spells not yet deployed, so watch for them to move in late, and usually deployed far away from most of the buildings to give them a chance to build up.
That's right. You want to give them as much time as possible to be able to accumulate bats, to be able to have as big an effect on the base as you can. And see, Galadon called it. There it is. We're over there on the left-hand side. A free spell will help out with that Inferno, but that air defense in the way, it looks like he might have to, double freeze that Inferno in order to keep the bats alive.
And are they going to get through it in time? It's going to fall out, and it just looks like finally goes down, but it did get a lot of bats out of the way. You can see surprisingly quickly those Inferno Towers will burn through bats if they're not frozen.
But hey, that's good. That's the last splash damage for air left on the base. The air defense, normally a huge threat, but it's only hitting 1 bat at a time. There's a bunch of bats. So things are looking pretty well for him right now. The problem is going to actually be the cleanup here.
Yes, the problem could be time. Watch for those bats in the core trying to get that Expo down. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Look at the last bats on that Expo. Can they get through it? The last bat went down and the Expo is still up, Klaus. That right there could be the difference between a 2 and a 3-star because you've only got 20 seconds left. And again, you've got that Dark Elixir storage up at 12 o'clock. There's a gazillion hit points up there too.
Yeah, that's rough. So that Expo, unfortunately the Queen can't hit that Expo. They're going to start banging through the wall though. This looks a little bit different than we had planned. Is it going to come down to that Dark Elixir storage or potentially the barracks up there at the top?
So close, so many hit points up there. The poor Wizard doesn't manage to get through it, and it's a 98% 2-star from Panda Cub, and he's obviously disappointed right there. They really wanted to see that triple.
A little bit short on time here. Panda Cub with the 98% will do his team a lot of good on the percentage race if it does come down to a tie, but just 2 buildings short of that 3-star. You got to be feeling the pain from that.
And the pain is real. When you look and you see all the defenses are down, all I need is a few seconds. Come on, clock, please stop. Please slow down. Game, glitch for me right now. Let's do this, but it never does. That clock is king. The clock is the master of the attack, if you really think about it.
It is completely unforgiving, and that was incredibly close. It was much closer than I thought it was going to be. I mean, it looked like maybe there's going to be a lot of buildings left, and that was super close.
Yeah, it's true, and those are the attacks that, you know, an attacker may decide, I don't need to watch the rest of this, and they'll set their iPad or their phone or whatever down and then walk away. But you're not seeing that here. I'm not sure if they're even allowed to get up. I think they're kind of, by the rules, they have to stay where they're at. But still, Pampa now starting off this attack for one Hive. They have 2 attacks left, and they need another triple to set themselves apart.
Yep, you can see that both clans have 6 stars after 3 attacks. Just Ordinary with a big percentage lead. But again, One Hive going into this war had the lead in stars. Remember, after this war, we will see one more today. We're going to watch GS and Proc face off. And then every single clan here will have faced every other clan, top 2 advancing to the playoffs on Sunday.
Unfortunate that that queen avoids the Town Hall. Notice that there's a bunch of Hog Riders in this armor composition, though. They have proved to be a bit more effective against a Giga Tesla than I was expecting. So definitely going to be seeing those Hogs tackle that Town Hall here in just a moment and then move on from there.
Interesting as well, 1 miner. So we earlier saw an attack that had just 1 Hog Rider. This time we've got 31 Hogs and just 1 miner. But remember, like we spoke about earlier, the Hog Rider's not going after that Town Hall until we've passed 50%. And as you can see, this early kill squad is not targeting the Town Hall.
Wow, that Queen's ability was crazy effective. That was incredible.
Oh, look at the miner.
Well, that's what the miner's
Yes,
for.
the miner, genius, 300 IQ move, and now the Hog Riders move in. Sorry, Klaus, that was a crazy move from the Queen.
Yeah.
Also, an absolute genius miner, and there go your Hog Riders. I didn't even think about that one.
Who thinks of that kind of stuff? Apparently Pumpa, because to pop the Town Hall so that the Hogs can target it to make sure you get the 2-star, that was incredible. But I was also mentioning the Queen's ability. Took out both the enemy Queen and an Eagle Artillery. That's about as much value out of the Queen's ability as you could probably ever hope for.
Yeah, so we're looking at an attack that is going extremely well for Pumpa and One Hive right now as these Hogs are moving in. Unfortunately, they've got the skeletons that are hunting them down, and the Barb King, he's gone way off. Look at how far he's gone back over to the left to try to hunt down the goblins. That's actually good for Pumpa as he's away from the Hogs.
And in that moment, Pumpa really wished he had a poison spell. Because there was at least 20 little skeletons hammering down on his Hogs, and that is detrimental. You don't think about that, but the skeletons really just grind down hit points just a little at a time. It's Chinese water torture pretty much on those poor Hogs.
Pumpa with a solid 2-star, but again, not what they're shooting for. One Hive down to 1 remaining attack.
All right, so with this attack, man, again, that was that moment, that Queen's ability, and then that key miner popping that Town Hall, that was just amazing. Again, like you said, a 300 IQ hit right there.
Could that miner possibly have even triggered a giant bomb next to the Town Hall if it popped up in the right spot?
It could have, definitely.
Yes,
I mean, that's why the skeletons popped out too.
But unfortunately, it did trigger those skeletons that chased the Hogs down.
Well, the Hogs would have done it anyway. Ultimately, the only thing was that the Hogs were able to target the Town Hall. So it worked out. It was amazing.
Yeah, you can't blame that miner. It did its exact job, and that was a beautiful little strategic move. Like iTzu said earlier, very creative, and definitely something the rest of us could put in the playbook and consider using a single troop like that to target the Town Hall and wake it up so that units like Balloons or Hog Riders will target it next.
So think about it. We've seen Earthquake spells do that, but we've also now seen a miner. Well, which one has more value? Honestly, every spell counts, but maybe one troop to pull off such an important task, that's even more value. So that was huge for that attack. Now we get to check out Para. He's got himself another 5 P.E.K.K.A. in this attack strategy.
Yeah, but unfortunately right now, watch the healers getting burned by the beams of that multi-target Inferno. That's not going well because it looks like unless they can move quickly out of range, those healers are going to get wiped out as they move in. Finally, the Archer Queen over the jump spell. The healer's still alive, but not for long. Looks like we're about to lose the last healer, Klaus.
Ouch. So with the healers going down, this attack all of a sudden looks very, very different. You got to know that Para, he knows he's got to get that 2-star. Things did not go his way, so now he's got to start the cleanup at the top and hopefully get his clan castle. But notice, he had a Stone Slammer. He changed it to a Wall Wrecker. Got to love that you can do that in the middle of the attack. Just to make sure that you get in on that Town Hall to get that 2.
Yeah, Stone Slammer would really make sense right here. As you can see, it's going to help clear that path to the Town Hall. Really no doubt at this point that these units are going to get in and grab that Town Hall for the 2nd star. We're just at about 60% and finally getting their way in. There's the Eagle, or there's the Warden ability. Balloons out of the CC, Town Hall down for the 2nd star.
And the Sweeper saves the Balloons. That's amazing. So again, this is proving that these really are the best attackers in the world. Because I know me, if I had this attack, if I was doing this, I wouldn't have thought to change the Stone Slammer. I would have been dead set in my ways to make sure that my plan is forced onto this base. But these guys, they're so good at being able to adjust and being able to make it happen in the way that they really wanted to.
Yep, and 66% Para from Just Ordinary, trying to pick up a couple more buildings out of the right-hand side. The Eagle Artillery says, no, you won't, as it takes down one of the archers right there. And now the Lava Hound trying to come out to help join the battle here. 67%, looks like that archer is doomed.
It was Para that said in his video that their greatest enemy is themselves, and I think that's actually very profound because that was obviously a stress move right there. The funnel wasn't quite done right. Again, the lights, the camera, the action, the stress, the tension in the room, hearing us ramble, probably irritating them. All of those things combined changes it, and that's why typically the wars behind the scenes have higher scores than the ones that are here in the studio.
That's a good observation, Klaus, and I wonder if we researched that in depth, if that were to hold true throughout these different qualifiers, because it's completely different. I mean, these guys back behind the scenes, sitting on those nice comfy couches, relaxed maybe a little bit more than they are out here. And there's also the pressure to attack at specified times out here, whereas back there they've just got, you know, that entire block of time, maybe an hour to get things done.
One last attack for each of these two clans. One Hive currently in the lead with 30 stars. Just Ordinary has 29 total stars. If they each 2-star this next attack, that would actually mean that they have a higher than 2-star average over the course of this whole season. But we still have yet to see the last match between our two final clans to determine who will move on.
Yep, GS and Proc will be up next as soon as this war is over. Excited to watch those players because, again, we've got returning stars like Earth and Takana from GS.
That's right. So Tricky starting off the final attack for One Hive. He knows his clan is ahead right now overall, but he is going to be going for, obviously, that safe too. But I don't think these guys really know how to do that. I think they always go for the 3-star. Wouldn't you? I mean, it all comes down to the 3 stars in this. We've noticed, we've seen it. The 3 stars win these wars. It's all comes down to that triple.
Yep, and check out on the right-hand side is you've got Hog Riders moving in along with the P.E.K.K.A.s and the Bowlers here. Not moving in what seems like directly at the Town Hall, but of course those Bowlers going to get down there and wipe out that Town Hall. Again, an early Warden ability, but that wall is going to keep units from moving in and stepping on the Gigabomb.
Yeah, notice that jump spell actually, I was about to say didn't lead them into the core, but like in the middle where that Town Hall was, but it actually did. But fortunately, there was nothing else in that compartment to really lure the Bowlers in to get destroyed by that Gigabomb. That Gigabomb was essentially useless in that.
Yeah, it's interesting how the walls directly around the Town Hall have become a big part of defensive bases here, but can also harm defenses when you've got a Gigabomb like that and that's completely useless.
So you got to ask yourself, is it worth it? Or maybe you got to ask yourself, which attack strategy am I getting hit by the most, and will it be effective? So it all comes down to it's psychology. It's a mind warfare almost.
It is, and it's also a lot knowing the clan that you're facing, and maybe if there's a specific attack strategy that you see that clan using most often, that can make a difference on how you set up your bases.
Absolutely. Now with the Stone Slammer actually charging through and taking out an air defense, which may have ultimately saved a few of those healers. If that multi-inferno would go down, we still have a little bit of oomph left in this attack, but definitely won't be that triple that we were hoping for.
You have a lot of air targeting defenses at the top of this base, that Lava Hound Pesky, and there go your balloons and a haste spell, but they're going right at a Wizard Tower and that multi-target Inferno, and there's the Sweeper trying to help out as well.
Man, that Sweeper is just terrible. Look how much range that thing has. Crazy. It's like 20 tiles or something. It's ridiculous.
It's beyond the middle line of this base, and it still was reaching all the way out to the left-hand side to blow those balloons out, Klaus.
Man, those sweepers are brutal. But that comes down to the final troop, that P.E.K.K.A., who has had, I would say, refreshing resurgence into war. It's good to see a lot of P.E.K.K.A. in the war scene lately. It used to be you'd never see them ever. Right, but there we go. With 77% 2-star, Tricky puts down a solid attack, and One Hive will finish off this war with 10 stars. Now the opponent has to respond.
72.4% overall destruction from One Hive. That's certainly not enough. If Just Ordinary manages to get a high percentage hit this next time, they could pull ahead and win the tiebreaker on this war. Just Ordinary looking for another 2 or perhaps 3 to try to stay in contention for playoffs.
So it's going to be Nakata, the last one to go for Just Ordinary. And again, it's been tough so far. You saw Panda Cubbin earlier put up a 98% 2-star, Klaus. Can Nakata pull off the triple here?
That's the question that we all have to ask. Just Ordinary definitely needs to win this. The odds of both of these clans moving on to the playoffs on Sunday kind of low, if I may be honest. But it's possible. But we want to see the best attacks possible, and you know, maybe see these two go on.
We certainly will. We're going to see some more amazing attacks in the very next war that'll start up right after this one. But right now, Nakata moving in. And notice again, this hybrid strategy class, he's got 7 Hog Riders and 8 bowlers left to deploy.
Yeah, so the wall wrecker actually going to be leading in through and into the town hall compartment. Notice like the triple wall thing on the other side. Like that, it looks nice, but what purpose is it truly serving? I mean, think about it. Jump spell jumps over all of them, easy.
Right, but I guess I'm thinking it's probably trying to create a dead zone like iTzu was talking about earlier, where troops are going to go out and target the next closest building. And when you've got a big dead zone like that, that causes those troops to split up, to head out and stay away from the core, probably trying to protect the Eagle Artillery, the expos that are set right near the dead center of this base.
That's true, I can see that. You know, the troops swinging around, not getting to the core where the big defenses are. And as you saw that, and we were talking about this earlier too, Galadon, the Grand Warden's ability being used so early, Nakata just actually did lose a whole bunch of bowlers to that the Giga Bomb. So that's not the best, that he still got nearly a full 2-star here, so that's good for his clan.
Yep, so 48%, just about to cross 2 stars. Here on the top right-hand side, there come the Hog Riders, and a heal spell as well. So they're going to move in and wipe out all of these defenses in from the 3 o'clock range of this base.
Wow, so it really is going to come down to percentage here. 10-10 with this war, and right now I'm actually trying to do a little bit of math to figure out which percentage points he actually needs, but it looks like beyond 60, he's got it.
All right, so 62%, so it looks like this should be the victory for Just Ordinary, but remember, they've got to battle against 2 other clans for total star numbers throughout all of these wars in round-robin style. So the percentage might go to Just Ordinary, but the day has yet to be won.
Oh, well, the day is actually won by 1 Hive between these two, but you're right, there's another war that's ultimately going to make all the difference, you know? It's so amazing to think that ultimately it could come down to that minion taking out that building. It could come down to that jump spell that wasn't placed just right. It all comes down to the little things, and that's what makes Clash of Clans so great, and these players the best.
A strong performance in their final attack edges them out on percentage over 1 Hive. Just Ordinary is your victor.
Wow, so with that war in the books, man, there is a lot of pressure on the final 2 clans coming in to see if they can measure up to these 2.
Yeah, we're going to have to take a look at the numbers so far, but 10-10 and Just Ordinary winning on percentage right there. 1 Hive again, Rays putting up that 3-star, but unfortunately they had a 1-star as well. Rays 6-pack in the last 2 wars. That was amazing to watch for 1 Hive, and we'll see if it's enough to keep them on top.
Man, so that was the key moment right there. Unfortunately, those bowlers going down to that Giga Bomb. And again, it comes down to the little things, that Grand Warden's ability not lasting the extra second or 2 that he needed, but he needed it when he popped it. You know, these guys are that good. You know that they're planning these things out. And I think that Hound popping at the very end and sending pups everywhere, distracting troops, the defending clan castle wins the day on that base.
Yep, sometimes things don't go exactly to plan, but we've got Woody over there just about ready to discuss things with the winning team from this last war.
Thanks, Galadon. I'm here with Para from Just Ordinary. It was a razor-sharp margin of victory, but you did manage to win. How are you feeling right now?
Okay, we are waiting the results now to see where we are. I'm a bit disappointed. So my team, although we won, but I think it will be close.
Well, I know you'll be sitting with bated breath, waiting to see how the next war goes.
Yeah.
Are there any lessons from this war season that you've had so far that you think you can carry on to improve yourselves in the future?
No, it's only about handling and managing the stress at the moment, and how to overcome the things that pop up at that time.
Well, your team got 2 wins today here in the studio. I think you have a lot to be proud of. Thanks for joining us. And we're going to head over now to the telestrator, where our analyst, iTzu, is going to show what he thinks went right about one of the best attacks in that last war.
Yeah, we have the attack from 1 Hive with Queen Charge Miners. And one thing what I like the most about Queen Charge Miners is that everyone for you guys at home, everyone can use that attack, because it's based on one simple mechanic in the game, and this is funneling. It means miners they're pretty simple. They will just attack the next building which is out there, which means they're typically kind of easy to handle, which means it's only based on funneling. So what Raze is doing is he's taking out this part of the base pretty much with his queen, and this means there's only, well, kind of compact part of the base left, which means miners over there are really nice to go because you are not relying on taking out specific buildings like queens, eagle, and so on. It's kind of nice to have those, but it's not like requirement to do queen charge miners. So it's all about the pathing for the miners, and what he's doing, as soon as the lava hound is going down, he's starting with his king at the top. Let him walk on the outside, because this means pretty much you will narrow down the base once again, so all of the miners can stay inside of the base to make sure that they are going from defense to defense to defense. So this means pretty much they are stronger Hawk Riders at this point. He has 3 heal spells left, and the next trick pretty much for miners is that you try to use the Warden ability as soon as the base is getting a little bit bigger, because then you cannot cover anymore every single miner with a heal spell, so you're trying to cover everything with the Warden ability. And this, in the end, means that this is going to be a 3-star with nice miners. And like I said, everyone, you guys at home, you can do it. Just master the funneling. With this, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks very much for that. Excellent analysis, iTzu. We've got a little bit of discussion to have here on the desk before we hop into our next war, though. 3 clans very closely matched with each other. We've seen one breakaway with one Hive, and GS has the potential to break away as well in this next war. But what are your thoughts from that last match?
10-10 tie, 3-star, 1-star, tough.
It didn't go according to my expectations, but that's just the way it is. You know, that's why they all wore each other and those others wore each other, so that ultimately you get a fair look at what's going on. I mean, you saw one Hive is still ahead by 1 star, but, you know, they got that 3 in that last war. It could have been ahead by 2 if it weren't for that barely 1-star fail. So anything can happen, and that's what makes this so exciting.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that we get to watch this last war between GS and Proc, because we haven't seen all of these guys out on stage like this. We've seen a lot of Just Ordinary. One Hive performed really well, but again, we've got some very experienced players that are about to come out, and Proc, they've got some surprises up their sleeves.
It's all going to come down to this last war. We've got 22 stars on the board for GS. That means that they need to score another 10 if they want to be ranked in the top 2, assuming, of course, that Proc doesn't manage to pull off an upset and earn at least 13, which would be enough to put them in the top 2. Very close contention for those top spots. I think one Hive is in a very safe space at this point. Do you guys agree?
I would agree with that, but like we just said, anything can happen. I mean, we had 2 wars earlier where 2 clans got 2 stars, 2 3-stars, so anything can happen.
All right, well, with that being said, I think we're now ready to start things off. Proc is going to be going up against GS next. We haven't heard yet from the Proc players, so a quick interview with them before we get to the action.
I'm Bradders, I'm the leader. Tom probably does most of the admin work apart from me. Then we've got Pengu, Jon and Kai, War Machine. So me and Kai live maybe 10 minutes away in real life. So we've met before a few times. He's had a few beers around my house. The other 3 we met for the first time 2 days ago. A fun fact about our team is to never let Tom do a war spin or start anything organised war, because he'll get it wrong. He'll put the wrong town halls in, he'll put the wrong players in, and then I've got a real headache with some league admin. So what would we say to our opponents? Well, it's not PG-13 what we'd say to our opponents, so we can't. Our secret weapon, Pengu.
The secret weapon from Proc, Pengu, has managed to get a 3-star up on board. Will he be able to put them back in contention, or will GS reach the summit and find a spot in the playoffs?
All right, with Proc coming on up, we got Bradders, Tom, Pengu, War Machine 94, and Jan.
And of course, GS, their 2 3-star players, Stadra and Aaron CPB. And then of course, Watto, Takana, and Earth. Takana and Earth both being players that have been here previously in Qualifier. So it's great to see these top players in the world in this game. And it's even more so being verified when you see players that repeat appearances here.
That's right, and also interesting to note that the 2 players that we've seen 3 stars from on GS's side aren't the players that we've seen before. So they're showing that they've got some talent, but also they've got some confidence because they've got some veterans. So they're looking good right now. I would say that they might be the favorite, but again, we've proven that that usually doesn't happen the way we plan.
I mean, it's possible either one of these clans could advance. I mean, Proc puts up a couple of 3 stars, and they end up tying one Hive in stars. So it could go either way. It's open from here on out.
Let's get ready for the final match of tonight. It's Proc versus GS.
Oh man, Proc versus GS. Excited for GS. These guys, you know, maybe the early favorites along with one Hive to finish at the top of this bracket. Again, Stadra and Aaron CPB. And like you pointed out, Klaus, so interesting to note that Earth and Takana, who have both put up 3 stars in previous qualifiers, have not 3-starred yet today. So talk about a lineup of killers, of base killers. These guys, every single one of them, threatening to 3-star at any moment.
They have a lot of potential. They have it, they're ready, they're excited, and that's what you're seeing here. Also interesting to note, if each of the GS players 2-star, then they tie with one Hive to potentially move on to the playoffs. If any of them triple and the rest 2-star, then they definitely move on to the playoffs.
That's a good point. So GS gonna play it safe, gonna go for 3. It also depends upon what Proc does. If Proc starts putting up triples, then the pressure will be back on GS to perform. Right now, starting things off though, is Takana from GS.
Takana, as you can see, started off by taking out some 3 buildings. I mean, they're like an archer on the right-hand side, another one on the top, which ended up discovering a Tesla. But right now, with that funnel being established on the left-hand side, some amazing bowler action. That Queen Walk now really has no direction to go but to the right.
Yep, and check out at the bottom of the base, there are a pair of bowlers down there as well, so you can see again, what we've got is that P.E.K.K.A. smash that is going to come in from about that 8 o'clock position, and you're going to get the Queen and the healers. Well, the Queen's going to get the Barb King out of the way early. That's a great move right there. There's your jump spell, and that is going to ensure that those P.E.K.K.A.s move in and go right after that Town Hall along with the Queen, and then the healers can come in and help group heal everybody there.
Notice that when he put the P.E.K.K.A. and the bowlers down, he did that from the left-hand side from that initial building because he wanted them to kind of skirt into the base, not get distracted and go around the outside.
That's exactly what just happened, Klaus. Every single one went into the core of this base. That was beautiful. Good point, because now the Barb King really funneling out around the right-hand side almost all the way up to 3 o'clock. Everybody moving in through the core, and it's another one of those confusing parts of the attack. How many units are left as they clear right into the middle of this base?
Well, with the healers in behind, man, those bowlers are just cranking right along. I mean, the sweeper, that one's going to be a problem, but look at that Stone Slammer coming on through. Right now, it's going to do a ton of damage. It's going to wipe out that sweeper. The healers are going to be able to stay onto the troops, and the potential of this attack is looking endless right now.
Yeah, that Slammer, and then there's a haste spell right there. They got to get to that Wizard Tower. There they go to the Wizard Tower and to the Expo and the Archer Tower and the Bomb Tower. Defense is getting wiped out of the right-hand side of this base. Now they're moving on to grab the Archer Towers, and it's looking really good right here, Klaus.
But look at that Tesla farm at the very top. I mean, yeah, those balloons, they're coming, they're strong, they know what they want, but will they be able to survive against an entire Tesla farm, even if there is a freeze?
50 seconds left, 77% damage. Freeze up there on the Tesla's gonna slow them down while the balloons move up. 44%, you still have an Archer Queen ability and one Barbarian. Could he be the key to Takana starting this war off with a 3-star? 35 seconds left, units moving in through the right, 2 Teslas left. Archer Queen P.E.K.K.A.'s easily going to handle those. Right-hand side, the minion take down the gold storage buildings on the left-hand side. 7 buildings left now, 24 seconds. Queen's ability still not used. The Barbarian, 96%, 18 seconds. He's got it in the bag. No question whatsoever. Takana picks up the 3-star for GS.
Starting it off strong and answering the call. We actually had called him out as not getting a triple yet, even though he was a veteran. And he said, you know what? No, I'm going to throw down a triple to really put the pressure onto the opponent.
He absolutely answered the call right there, Klaus. And what a way to start off this final war of the day. GS with a huge leap towards the top right now, as they are certainly in prime striking position to qualify for Sunday's playoffs.
25 total stars for GS. They just need 7 more. They've got a great shot at putting those up on the board, but Proc will not go down without a fight. It's Tom's turn to return fire and try to get another few stars for his team.
You know what that actually does? If GS continues the trend for their clan and at least 2 stars every attack, which they have, then what we're going to see here is already Just Ordinary has been moved out of the playoffs.
That's a good point. GS will actually finish ahead of Hive. Hive having performed exceptionally well, but not without missteps. And that's the thing that we're seeing today, that even the best players in the world can make an occasional mistake. It makes players like me feel a little bit better about things, knowing that, you know, even pro players will occasionally 1-star.
Well, there's 1.5 billion different things that could happen into an attack. I mean, it's almost impossible to predict every single moment. These guys that play this game hours and hours a day practicing, building bases, analyzing replays, and still things happen that they're not expecting. It just proves how infinitely amazing this attack or this game really is, and how it can really it's a giant puzzle, and that's what makes it so fun to play.
It really is. It's incredibly complex, billions of different combinations of attack and defense. And again, I feel like the balance right now, and I know iTzu has spoken about it as well, is amazing. To see the triple percentage, the hit rate being amongst the top players in the world, still only around 40% on a really good war. It's great to see that it is truly a struggle to grab a 3-star. And exciting to watch as these players, again, are using, we see, you know, primarily P.E.K.K.A Smash, but we're seeing a lot of other strategies. We've seen Hog Riders, we've seen Miners, we've seen Lalo as well.
E-drags on occasion too.
That's right.
And to note, with a classical war, you get 2 attacks each, right? So if the 3-star percentage was 50, then we'd see perfect wars all the time. So I think that 40% may just be the perfect spot, because obviously we don't want to see tied wars.
Right, and remember, this is 40% for the best players in the world. I mean, I think it's extremely rare that we see anywhere near that hit rate out there, even in Champion 1. I mean, maybe the very top of Champion 1, but rarely for average clans, average players to see that high hit rates. But hey, you know what? Watching these attacks, watching these bases, maybe some players able to improve on those attacks.
And you were just saying 40% for the top players in the world. Well, these are also the best bases in the world, and they're still succeeding in getting really productive 3-stars. So it's just proof upon verification upon more proof that this is just an amazing event to watch, and we're really finding who the best clans are in the world.
Well, Tom from Proc putting up a great attack. Unfortunately, not going to be able to grab the 3, but passing 73%. Looks like he'll get at least 75% in this attack. So three quarters of this base rather getting taken down. But again, the opening by Takana, who just happens to be defending right here, putting up that 3-star. And again, this is a lot of the ways that clans will weight how valuable one of their players is. Not only taking what stars they can grab for their clan, but what stars they can prevent other players taking from them.
That's right. And as that happens, we have Alice still trying to get percentage. Alice the Archer, her sister Anna down there, getting it done.
Well, Anna got wasted, and Alice is gone. 75% for Tom from Proc. So again, they would have loved to have opened with a triple, though.
3/4 of the base knocked out. Tom's got to be pretty happy with how things went there. Of course, you always want to try to get that 3-star, but I think that was probably actually a higher, above average percentage relative to Proc's previous performance.
That's probably true. We've seen a lot of scores down in the 60s today, Klaus. I think these bases are actually slightly confounding some attackers.
More 1-stars than we're used to as well. So, I mean, that proves that the defense is key here, and the clan that can, you know, circumvent the tricky parts of the bases and still pull off triples, and then also the clans that can put up those tricky bases to confound their opponents. That is ultimately what what breeds championship. And then, you know, this is only qualifier number 3. We've got 3 more after this. And then the championship. Can you imagine, and this is actually going to happen, by the way, can you imagine seeing all the winners of all these qualifiers going together against each other?
Take the best of the best like that, to see these clans qualify month after month, and then to bring them together to see who truly is the best in the world at Clash of Clans. And remember, they're battling for their share of $1 million. This is going to be an incredible season to watch and exciting so far. I know I've learned a ton, both again on offense and defense, as we've got Watto from GS putting up his attack. They're saving Stadra and Aaron CPB for later on, perhaps.
That's right, and Stadra and Aaron CPB were the ones that got the 3 stars last time, so we're going to see, hopefully, a repeat of that. It'd be amazing to see GS break the record. The highest war today has been 12 stars. What if they could pull off that 13? We've seen 13 in the past, but not today.
That's true. Well, Watto trying to keep that queen alive. He hasn't used her ability yet, so that is some nerves of steel right there, as you saw her health get really low. And watch, again, a beautiful funnel. Barb King on that right-hand side, queen coming in from the left. And again, like Klaus pointed out, notice how the drop of the ground troops was kind of shifted off to the left of that entry, making sure that they didn't happen to wander out and go after that elixir storage at the top of the base.
And they didn't. That's the incredible thing. They've stuck to the program. They're going to take out that Sound Hall. And they're going to keep on rocking and rolling through this base. They got a one little wizard actually working on that storage now, just to make sure.
Check out the absolutely beautiful jump spell right there, dead in the core. That is spanning at least 5 different enclosures. That's going to allow those units to get into the core and out to a lot of different areas after both of those. And actually, they could reach all 3 of those Inferno Towers from that jump spell.
That's an amazing jump spell, but unfortunately, because they got into the middle where like all the death is in the base. Oh, he misses the Queen's ability there. That was not the plan at all. I mean, with that Queen's ability, that Eagle would have went down, and the percentage here would have probably been higher, but I don't know if this attack still has any potential to move on to a triple here.
No, there's no chance at a triple, but he is going to pass the 2-star mark right there, 51%, as the Loons again come out of that slammer, picking up the Tesla farm. So, yeah, Watto not happy about what happened right there. But I think that's the first hero ability we've seen missed today, Klaus.
I think you're right, and with that, it's also important to note that most people sleep on the Grand Warden. They don't think about him, but he got the Eagle a minute ago. Because nothing was close enough, right? So he just hung out and kept shooting stuff. He kept saying, ooh, this is close, ooh, this is close, and he's got such a long range. It's incredible.
He wants to assist. He's always there to help somebody else. So to see him get out there on his own and go get something, it's like, you know, it's great to see he's actually taking some initiative for a change. You know, don't just lay back and help everybody else. Get out there, be a self-starter, do something, get something done, make a change in this world. Grand Warden style.
The Grand Warden gets it done. Make a change in the world, man. Get some. That's some hashtag real talk right there. Grand Warden. Everyone aspired to be like the Grand Warden, assisting
Grand
others.
Warden also wants to ban single-use plastics, but anyway, okay. So there's another solid attack right there from Watto of GS, but again, Takana having put up that 3-star earlier, making a big difference in this war so far, and GS has their eyes on the prize, and that is advancing to Sunday's playoffs.
Absolutely. So with that attack really not going according to plan and still with the 2-star, that's the bare minimum. And if they can keep that up, they're good to go, as Galadon said. So we got to see now how Proc can respond. Not only are they warring against their opponent, but they're also warring against not being 3rd or 4th place.
Certainly, because remember, this is 4 clans, 2 of them advancing to Sunday, 2 of them unfortunately going home, or like Klaus said, being able to relax and say, hey, you know, we were here, we battled, we had a great time, but now we can take a deep breath and relax.
Breathe. Just breathe, Galadon. I know you're excited. But also something to note, if Proc does not get 2 3-stars here, they don't move on.
Oh man, that's true.
And that's assuming that GS doesn't 2-star every attack.
Good point. Yes, so Proc having to look at the top scores, Just Ordinary with 31, One Hive with 32 stars, but also GS on track right now without another triple to land at 32. So Proc needs 2 3-stars from this war if they hope to qualify. And if they tie at 32, then you're looking at, again, coming down to percentage. It's going to be that very small building, maybe 1 troop, 1 unit, 1 tiny unit that makes all the difference.
Wow. See, I'm telling you, that's what makes Clash of Clans great, because it all is comes down to the tiny details. And oh, Bradders misses a queen ability too.
Oh no,
that is another 2 in a row. Amazing.
man, but the Town Hall does go down for the second star. Freeze way over there on the Eagle Artillery, and wow, we were just talking about having no one miss a hero ability, and now we've seen 2 attacks back to back where somebody has missed a hero ability.
That's, I think that's pressure. That is that's the where they are. This is the qualifiers. If they don't get it done, they go home, and they do have another chance to come back. But it's hard. It's hard to get here.
Oh, it's super hard to qualify. That is for certain. And these players have gone through a lot to get here, and many of them travel thousands of miles. Many of these players leaving their home countries, getting a passport for the very first time, just to come here to Poland to compete for their share of $1 million in prize money.
Man, you know that they're taking Clash of Clans seriously. Oh, go! You got it! Marjorie, the minion, getting that last percentage. I love to see that. Very, very nice. 62% 2-star.
That's right, you guys have mentioned it earlier, but it bears repeating. Proc is one of the clans in the ESL Play online tournament that was in the Final Four among so many entrants to reach that high point. GS being the #2 clan ranked globally in Claymore leagues. You can clearly see that these guys are the best of the best.
And another point that you might not have seen if you didn't follow the ESL tournament, play.eslgaming.com, where you can qualify. You can put together a team of 5 to qualify to come here to Poland if you finish in the top 4. That was that Proc took out 2 different teams that were related to Tribe Gaming. They took out Dark Looter Z, and they took out Dark Unicorns to get here. So Proc, absolutely one of the best clans in the world, having beaten some of the best players in the world on their way through that tournament.
But then you got to look and see they're not performing as they expected. And that is ultimately down to willpower. That comes down to being able to keep your head because of the pressure that is in the building right now. And that's what makes champions. I keep hammering that point because it's so easy for us as viewers to judge that attack and say, oh, that was terrible because this happened, or he missed the queen ability or whatever. But, let's get you up on the stage. Make a team and get up here, and let's see how you do, because that ultimately is what matters.
I'm certain that there's not a single person watching who has left a comment in any stream anywhere who has said that they could have done better. That just seems ridiculous. There's no way.
I mean, it's true. It's true. But
okay, perhaps maybe 1 or 2. Yeah, maybe Boom's watching.
New champions rising every day.
Exactly, and that's the thing. Players at home, you think that you could get here and do it, then qualify. Sign up for that play.eslgaming.com tournament. That's the thing. You don't only have to get through here the end game, you can also qualify through that tournament. So it really gives an opportunity for all sorts of players. But let's watch as GS is getting excited right here. Double Dragon out of the CC.
Man, that attack, the wall breaker action has been just amazing. Stadra got a 3-star earlier today, so we're expecting big things from him. And the beginning of this attack has just been picture perfect. I mean, taking out the CC, the queen, hopefully the queen, or his queen, stays focused and gets that Eagle Artillery. And if so, perfect startup.
And a beautiful freeze spell right there froze the Archer Queen and the twin dragons that came out of the clan castle. So now you can see that Archer Queen entry, about 1/3 of the base gone. Lalo coming in on that bottom left-hand side, and the Slammer going to help out, make sure that that Town Hall goes down. Watch for the percentage, though. We're still only at 37%. Oh, there you go.
There we go. That's the beauty of the Stone Slammer. It really does a lot of reverberating damage there.
Oh gosh, the Eagle Artillery is still up. It just barely looked like it had less than 10% of its hit points remaining. That's going to be a tragic development in this attack, because otherwise everything had pretty much gone to plan. Stadra's Archer Queen is gone now, and the Eagle Artillery is going to cause a lot of damage.
I mean, the Queen did a lot. She did a ton, but she just left that Eagle Artillery up with 1 hit point. And as you've mentioned in many streams, Galadon, you can have a building have 1 hit point and it still does 100% of the damage it's supposed to.
Exactly, and there you see finally those loons got in, got the Wizard Tower, got the Eagle Artillery down, but you've got an air defense firing away at units. You've got a multi-target Inferno that's probably taken no damage whatsoever. And again, a solid attack. Stadra easily going to pass 80%. It's above average from what we've seen today. But these guys wanted to stack triples right here and just leave everybody else in the dust.
Which would be huge, because that's going to create some psychological warfare moving into the playoffs. If they come in with an advantage of 2 or 3 stars over everybody else, then that is huge, because people start taking you a little bit more seriously, and it cranks up that pressure. Hands start shaking a bit more. Sweat drips off the face onto the iPad. Can't see, and then there's a fail.
Exactly. You know, they're keeping their pedal to the metal the entire way right here, and a solid attack, but again, Stadra maybe not exactly what he was hoping for. And these players are such perfectionists. They're in here trying to get the 3-star every time. And again, when that Archer Queen went down, that was really the development that prevented any shot at the 3-star.
That's right, but I still say the Queen did really a great job. He had that Eagle Artillery in his sights when deploying, but it just didn't quite work out.
Well, you heard them say earlier that being well rested was going to be their advantage. Looks like Stadra's already starting to take a nap and try to get ready for the playoffs on Sunday.
Maybe that's right. They did say that he was the sleep specialist, wasn't he? All right, so Jan from Proc is ready next. I can't be watching these wars. It has been crazy so far. Proc on their 3rd attack, as you can see on the right-hand side, 7 stars after 3 attacks for GS. Proc trying to get in here, but they're down a 3-star, and more importantly, they're down a couple of 3-stars from one Hive that has scored 32 stars in the end. Remember, this is going to come down to the top 2 clans advancing to Sunday's playoffs.
That's right. Half of the clans that we've seen today are going to advance. You've got to beat 2nd place in order to advance, and that means Proc must get 2 3-stars in this war in order to advance. And right now, they've only got 3 attempts left, so really there's a lot of pressure right now on Jan, and if not, it all comes down to those last 2 attackers.
Absolutely, and you can see right here, great funnel. There's a single bowler on the right-hand side that gets that Archer tower down. That's going to help things out as units move in towards the core. And again, watch them as they crawl in towards the dead center of this base where the Archer Queen is waiting for them, but they get right in there with a jump spell and vaporize her before they move on past, hopefully to get the Eagle Artillery down out of the way.
Key note for the defense, notice that they continue to put these giant L-shaped compartments around the Town Hall, because he had a ton of bowlers go off the wrong direction because of that. So that's where base building gets 300 IQ.
Yep, dead zones are absolutely key, and you can recognizing them is just as important. So look for that on attack and on defense. When you see a dead zone like that, remember the troops are always going to look for that nearest building or nearest defense, if they're a Hog Rider, a Balloon, a Giant, that sort of thing. And that works out pretty well for Watto from GS. Jan grabbing 2 stars, but again, these players focused on stopping the 3-star with these base designs.
And that's exactly what happened. Jan is going to pull off that 2-star, keeping his clan in contention, possibly, but you know, they have to go perfect from this point forward. So you know that, you know, they're not happy about their situation, aside from being just happy to be here. I mean, that's a huge thing, right?
Definitely, but they do have a 3-star specialist in Pengu, and all of these players, really 3-star specialists to get here. You don't see these players going out and trying to grab 2 stars. No doubt they have a history of numerous 3-star attacks, but again, the setup a little bit different here, and these bases, probably some of the best bases in the world, like you mentioned earlier, Klaus, worth a screenshot or 12.
Or 12, that's right, yeah. Just snap them all. I mean, how many bases are we really seeing today? You know, there's dozens and dozens. I'm sure that there is some sort of theme amongst most of them that we can at least put toward our own building, you know, build our own bases.
Well, I think you nailed it earlier with these L-shaped gaps and dead zones that a lot of players have tried to create anti-P.E.K.K.A. Smash bases. That's something that, because P.E.K.K.A. Smash, we've seen more often than anything else, so that's what they're trying to defend against. It's difficult to do, but every now and then you see it cause things to go awry.
Wally the Wizard. Wally just didn't get it done. He was close, but he almost got that final percentage point.
Yep, so 2 stars for Jan, and again, you can see that Proc is not out of it yet. We still have 3 attacks left, I believe, from them.
Proc will keep procking. They are on a tear right now, trying to get 2 more 3-stars, though. That's a real uphill battle in order to stay in contention for playoffs. GS, on the other hand, can't push, let off the pressure just yet. I think they've got a great shot, but it's going to be up to Earth to keep things moving.
That's right. So GS now starting off. Again, 2 attacks left for GS, and Earth will be pulling this off. Again, this one was another one that we had mentioned, hey, he 3-starred in a previous stream, but he hasn't done it yet here. So maybe he'll do like Takana, and he'll 3-star for us.
It could happen. I definitely think that he is one of the strongest players that we've seen here so far this weekend. And again, this is just the first day. Remember, we're just seeing 4 clans. There's 8 of the best clans in the world that qualified to be here for the playoffs on Sunday. So 4 today, 4 tomorrow, and then the playoffs again on Sunday. So make sure you guys stay for all 3. Come back and check it out because we will see more bases, more amazing attacks, and no doubt, more 3 stars.
All at 4 p.m. Central European time. Saturday and Sunday. That's what I like about these streams too. You're on the weekend, you know, most people, they're off work, or off school, whatever. They can just chill, hang out, and watch a stream. And that's what, fortunately, we're able to do here, Galadon. But with the attack starting off here, Queen walk, it doesn't look like the Queen went the right direction at all. The healers are still on her.
Way down towards the bottom of this base, but in the core, you've got, again, lots of horsepower, going to take out that defending Queen. Here comes the Slammer on the left-hand side, kind of leading the Queen as well, and the Eagle Artillery's down this time. And you notice that we're down to, it looks like shortly, just 1 Inferno Tower left. There you go. Again, tough to tell, but it looks like you've got multiple P.E.K.K.A. The healers, again, like you said, Klaus, not in the core, and that can be costly. But watch as we're already at 78, 79, 80% right here, Klaus. This is getting close.
I was about to say that Stone Slammer really making it happen right now because it was tanking. It takes out the final Inferno Tower, and that's the wisdom behind delaying. And now every single building left can be actually targeted by the Queen if the Queen would just go around. What are you doing, Queen?
Met the Queen. The Lava Hound just met the Queen, and that's going to be a big delay. Yeah, she did not see over to the barracks and Spell Factory over there. She was on that wall trying to get to the gold storage, most likely. And now again, notice the little minions being deployed by Earth to come in and help out. You'll see a lot of top players do that. They'll drop in a minion or 2, an archer or 2, to come help out once the Lava Hound pops to take those lava pups out, just to speed the Queen's progress through that CC.
You know, the Queen really likes to target enemy clan castle, enemy heroes, enemy troops like the skeleton traps and stuff. So that might have been what she was trying to do. She was trying to get to something.
This is looking close right now,
Klaus. Wall, but she hooks around 36% right there, 36 seconds.
Last balloon coming down. Earth calls a 3. Earth just called a 3-star as the Queen moves in, and the Barb King, he's confused. There's only 2 defenses left, 2 buildings. The last one, the King's going to get wiped out, and easily Earth moving in. Check that out right there. Man, things kind of slow down, and the next thing you know, Earth picks up a triple.
Earth responding with a 3-star and living up to his name. Now they just made themselves a, they're standing out moving forward.
32 stars for GS so far. They are all but qualified. Just have to cement that with 1 more attack left to go. Proc looking for a miracle here, needing 2 3-star hits back to back just to tie up with 1 Hive.
Yep, and again, like you were talking about, Klaus, the psychological advantage of posting so many 3-stars like this could certainly give GS that intimidation factor going into Sunday. But then again, tomorrow, we have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. We could see a 12, we could see a 13-star war over there. But War Machine right now, like Woody said, need a 3-star.
It's all about that triple right now. If he doesn't triple, then his clan can say goodbye to this competition. It all comes down to this. No pressure. Just do what you do. They got here for a reason, right? They're the best clans in the world, all combining into one epic event. And this is it's all that coming into play here. I mean, it's so incredible to watch, and I feel like I'm learning a ton.
Yep, so let's watch the freeze spell right here as it does manage to freeze that sweeper. The dragons move in, take down the town hall. The sweeper frozen again. Again, like we talked about, the pace of a defense, the pace of a sweeper. He brought 4 freeze spells, Klaus. Now he's switched over to use one on that Inferno Tower and the Archer Tower.
Wow, so they actually get through the sweeper. That was the big thing I was worried about, was that sweeper in the very middle pointing straight at the Electro Dragons. And if you can get through the obvious problem of having a sweeper in your face, then Electro Dragons definitely have the potential of pulling off a triple, but they spread out too far. There's a lot of firepower up on the top and on the right-hand side of the space.
Yep, War Machine 94. This attack quickly wrapping up as he passes 59% as those dragons went down. And GS is kind of back there celebrating, Klaus. We can hear them in the background behind us. Really super excited right now, knowing that they've put up an incredible score and almost certainly are going to finish on top today with the highest score.
Well, you know that they see this as a victory. Proc is no longer in the contention, which means they only have to deal with either just Ordinary or 1 Hive. you know, in the next move. So, I mean, this is a huge victory for GS, and I'm sure they're pretty happy with themselves right now.
Yeah, and GS has got 32 stars, which means they are ahead of Just Ordinary with another attack still left to go. So they've already made it there.
That's crazy. And also GS, we've seen 3-star attacks from 4 different players from GS. So again, the talent is stacked deep on that clan.
That's what you call a deep bench. You know, their bench players can play, but they don't have any. They're all-star players on this team.
Yep, so War Machine 94 taking another look at those dragons moving in, and you'll notice the freeze spells on that sweeper. Worked out pretty well, timing right there, allowing those E-Dragons to get in, because that's usually the worst enemy of an E-Dragon attack, surprisingly, a defense that does no damage.
A sweeper. Who'd have thunk it, right? It's hilarious, but I mean, the sweeper's been a problem for the entire game. I mean, Lalo, your Lavaloons, they don't like it. The dragons, they don't like sweepers either. I mean, it really does dictate how you attack a base.
Well, you can see the scores on the right side there lined up. One Hive with 32, and so does GS. Looks like they will be advancing, but we have 2 more attacks to watch. GS for the swag invasion now, going to try to get 2, maybe 3 more stars, and Proc is going to have 1 more performance to show why they deserve a spot here today. Maybe we'll see more of them later.
Aaron CPB has actually tripled today, as Galadon said. All but one of the players of GS have 3-starred, so it wouldn't be against a possibility that there would actually be another 3-star here that puts GS way ahead of the competition. And again, another history lesson. The winners of the previous 2 qualifiers, they went into Sunday with a huge advantage in stars, both Tribe Gaming and Team Queso.
That's a good point, and GS has absolutely been performing incredibly so far today. Great to see they beat Just Ordinary by 2 stars earlier. We saw that in the second war of the day. So they could roll through this being undefeated and having by far the most stars.
Wow, so definitely a team favorite going forward. You know, again, with familiar faces, with that pressure alleviated, at least for 2 of the 5 players. You know, they're looking really, really good. But Aaron actually almost getting that Town Hall down without even having to use the Queen's ability. That would be really huge, and it looks like that's the case. So the King dies on the wall, but the Queen, she still has her ability, and this attack has just begun. I mean, if you look, we have some Lavaloon right now, and with that Town Hall down, and hopefully the Queen, nope, she's going to hang on to the wall. That's unfortunate, actually, because if one of those sweepers had gone down, then this attack would have gotten a heck of a lot more simple. And if you take a glance on the right, actually there was a Tesla on the corner. So anytime you see a Tesla on the corner, you better hope you've got the right troops. And fortunately, the balloons are that right troop.
Yeah, as they move in, he's got 28 balloons left. Aaron hasn't dropped his Lava Hounds either. And notice, like iTzu talked about earlier, the delivery of an E-Dragon towards the core of this base, going to allow it to do that chain damage. Look at the buildings, the way the trash buildings, as they're called, are placed around the outside. And then on the inside, there's a freeze spell. That's going to allow the E-Dragon to get even more value. Trying to get him in after that Eagle Artillery doesn't quite happen. And that, no doubt, was what Aaron wanted, to deliver the E-Dragon to the core, to get that Eagle Artillery out of the way. That would have almost for certain ensured a 3-star here. Now Aaron going to battle with a Lalo portion to see how much percentage he can pick up.
All right, so with those balloons actually running through, that Warden's ability used, those balloons are actually going to come straight at that Eagle Artillery. So that's good. The Eagle's down, but look at what's on the backside. We have a multi-inferno, an air defense, and we also have 2 wizard towers, which are the bane of the balloon's existence. So just there's a lot back there and not a lot left to help out.
Good freeze spell, but oh, check, the freeze was just a little bit too late. It allowed the wizard tower to get a shot off on those balloons. I don't think that would have made the difference for a 3-star. Aaron right here, passing 70%. They're happy. They know they've got the victory. They know that they are advancing to Sunday's playoffs.
A beautiful victory lap performance from Aaron CPB will end up with 12 stars net for GS in this war, and 34 overall. Bodes very well for them in the playoffs going forward for Sunday, but they'll have to keep a keen eye tomorrow to see how the other 4 clans compete to determine whether or not they're going to be able to beat them.
But also something to note, if Proc can pull off a 3-star, then they'll tie it up with Just Ordinary at 31. It'll come down to total destruction. And that, I have no idea which one would win.
Well,
That is a
One
good
Hive
point.
and GS would both have more stars than them, so I think that they would be the ones advancing to the playoffs.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah, so I think at this point we know our clans who are advancing to Sunday's playoffs. One Hive, congratulations to those guys. They obviously have a legendary name in the Clash of Clans. I mean, they have been around for a long time. They are one of the best known and best performing clans in the entire game. They absolutely deserve to be there, and I'm excited to watch how they do on Sunday.
Just Ordinary performing all 3 of their matches on stage and getting 31 stars, have a lot to be proud of as well, as does Proc. But let's get into the final attack here, guys. What have we got?
One Hive actually with 32 total stars and GS 34 taking the win here. Pengu still going to try to finish this off with a triple, though. I mean, he's got a good reputation. His clanmates consider him their ringer. So let's see if we can finish this off strong.
Okay, just one note before we move on. I want to make a prediction that's on recording here. I think that we will see Just Ordinary again in another qualifier. Just saying.
Well, there you go. I mean, it's possible. There's 3 more qualifiers left, and just the way they got here the first time, they could get here again. And that's true for every clan that's ever been here, except for the 2 that have won the whole thing.
They're ranked top 10 in the in-game Clan War League, so I think there's a great chance we see them back.
Yeah, and they have finished top 10 twice in a row as well. So they've proven they can perform back-to-back. And that is what these players need to do. Back-to-back 3 stars at back-to-back wins. GS and One Hive doing well, but right now Pengu from Proc trying to grab a face-saving 3-star right here if they can, just to boost that score up, maybe to pass Just Ordinary, and again, almost everything down on the field, Klaus.
So with that Stone Slammer actually wiping out one of the multi-infernos, that's actually good news because the Queen, she's going to focus down on some of the other troops or defenses up at the top. So with that Inferno Tower down, all the Queen has to do now is focus on the Inferno. She has her ability, she pops that, but she doesn't have a lot of backup. I mean, yeah, the P.E.K.K.A, they take care of the Inferno on the right, and that Stone Slammer is still up. That's huge. Actually, wait a minute, that's huge.
That is big, and we've got a haste spell left. As
I realize what I was saying.
And notice the balloons nowhere near anything that's going to damage them. There's a single archer tower that's on that P.E.K.K.A. Now it finally does retarget. The balloons are going to get hastened closer to the wizard tower most likely, but you'll notice, what are we lacking right here, Klaus? We're lacking any cleanup troops whatsoever.
Yeah, so it's funny when you realize what you're seeing. It's like, wait a minute, there's still a Stone Slammer. There's still a haste. There's not that many air targeting defenses left. There is still a chance for this base to at least lose all of its defenses, and that's huge. That's a win. You know, just without the cleanup, it's not going to happen.
Let's see if he can do it. Can he get every defense down or not? It looks like the last Tesla survives.
Ooh.
The last Tesla just barely survived right there, and that means that Pengu couldn't get all of the defenses down. 76%, 1 unit left on the battlefield. Going to keep the timer counting, but that brutal Tesla right there in the corner, I mean, that would have been a minor victory to at least say, hey, I cleared every defense out of this base.
Got very, very close, though. But, hey, ultimately, with Proc finishing in 4th out of 4, they still average 2 stars with every attack. 30 stars altogether in 3 wars. So that's huge. I mean, that just proves that, you know, the old adage, 2 stars win wars. No, not now. 3 stars win wars.
Yeah, it is definitely at this level where you're going to have to be shooting for the triples. And, well, the war is over, and we have our winners, GS, coming out on top once again.
Congratulations to GS, setting up base camp now. They've got the summit in their sights.
Wow, yes, with 34, they had 4 3 stars in 3 wars. They're averaging at least 1, and that is what we're seeing is necessary in order to win this competition.
Yep, they've faced down with every other clan in this round robin style, and again, you know, having every clan get an opportunity to battle every other clan is exciting. It's nice to see they're not just eliminated. We're letting them face maybe some of the same bases. You know, that's the thing. Each clan is not seeing the previous war, so some of the bases could have been reused throughout the day, but these players have also spent many, many hours putting together numerous bases.
And the bases are key. The attacking is key. I mean, with 3 stars reigning, I mean, they're throwing 3 stars around like crazy. GS not only getting first place, but stealing it with a 2-star advantage over their secondary opponent.
Well, let's go get some words from a member of GS and Woody over at the couch.
Thanks very much, Galadon. We have with us Aaron CPB from GS, earned 34 stars today in total. You've got to be really proud of your performance. What are you planning for the playoffs on Sunday?
グループステージですごい34点取れたんですけれども、勝利できましたね。じゃあ次のフェーズでどんな準備しますか。
4サルチで結構取れて良かったんですけども、この後は毎回取らないとトーナメントなので負けちゃうので、もう今回通り取りたいと思います。
So we got 4 free starts and we're really proud of it, but now if we can't keep it up, if we can't make the same performance during the Sunday games, we won't go through, so we want to do the same thing all over again until the final.
You've told us that you think Vatang is going to be a great clan to go up against tomorrow. Are you worried all about One Hive or any of the other contenders?
そうですね、前にバータングは一番強いチームと言ってたんですけれども、ワンハイブなど他のチームについてどう思いますか。怖いですか。
そうですね、やっぱりトーナメントに勝ち残ってるだけあるので、油断せずにちゃんと落ち着いて戦いたいと思います。
So they're obviously strong, but we are sure of ourselves, and we know we can beat them all. So we are waiting for whoever comes at us.
Confident, I like it. Good luck to you guys in the playoffs. Well, we're going to head over now to the telestrator where iTzu is waiting for one final breakdown to give us a little bit more insight into an attack.
Yeah, this time we have the P.E.K.K.A Smash attack from GS, like a really beauty. Nowadays you see P.E.K.K.A Smash combined with the Blim, with the Slammer, which is getting kind of like normal nowadays. Before that we had always the Ram combined with the P.E.K.K.A and the Bolus getting inside of the base, but this time he sees, okay, there's like a really nice path in the Town Hall, which means he doesn't really have to waste a Ram for this. Just the jump spell is doing the job totally fine, and this means he has the Slammer for the backside of the space, and he can use, pretty much all of the resources for the end. And one thing what I want to highlight for the later part of this attack, how he places his jump spells, like leading his troops in the upper side of this base. The first jump is coming down right there, and the second jump is coming over this X-bow, which means his troops will always go towards the upper side of this base, which means they will skip kind of this third Inferno Tower, which is located at the around 4 o'clock side, which means his Slammer, it's perfect for this Inferno Tower to take out and get into the backside of this 3 o'clock side, which means he has, or like always, when you bring the Slammer with you, you have a haste spell and most of the time a freeze spell, so you can protect your loons, because loons are always really squishy when it comes down to those defenses like Wizard Towers, Multi-Inferno Towers are killing those really easily, but with the freeze spell and the haste spell it's really easy to keep them alive, to make them as effective as possible. And you guys can see P.E.K.K.A are going through the last wall towards the last Inferno Tower, and this is going to be a triple and really nice attack. With this last attack, we're going back to the guys at the desk.
Thanks very much, iTzu. Expert analysis as always. Well, we've come to the end of the day, and the 4 clans competing have now divided themselves out. The 2 advancing are GS and One Hive with 34 and 32 stars apiece. You can take a look right here at the schedule to get a little bit of a breakdown on how all the matches went. Just Ordinary, we got a prediction from Galadon. We'll see them again, and I'm sure Proc has got a great chance of it as well. What do you guys think of the day overall today?
I mean, we had no war under 10 stars, so although we saw some 1-star fails, so that just proves that these clans are really holding fast and sticking to their guns. That's so important.
And GS put up 2 12-star performances today. That was amazing to watch. 2 different wars where they dropped at least 2 triples.
Well said, guys. I think we've got a lot to look forward to tomorrow, but something on my mind, what makes a great player so good? Why don't we ask them themselves?
I think the attack strategy is the really important thing for the players to be the great one.
The best players in the game prove themselves just with their hit rate, in my opinion. Some people say they should be able to do a lot of different attack strategies, but for me, if you're tripling and you're tripling often, then you're one of the best.
Skills, not to be anxious, and enjoy the game.
What makes a good COC player? I think some people have a really good natural talent, but from my experience, the guys that just get on voice, put multiple hours in, build the most bases, are challenging the most, enter the most wars, running the most accounts, are really just giving it everything. I find long term, you'll ultimately come out on top by work rate. Practice makes the best players, in my opinion.
Bem, na minha opinião, os melhores jogadores do Clash of Clans, eles se tornam os melhores de acordo com muito treinamento e acho que isso acaba criando um time muito forte, um time que treina muito, chega longe, né?
Bom, na minha opinião, o que faz um bom jogador, sem dúvida, é o treinamento. Uma das coisas que eu cobro do pessoal, para mim. E obviamente, analisar os próprios erros e sempre melhorando. Coisa que eu sempre faço também.
Αυτό που κάνει τους καλύτερους παίκτες να ξεχωρίζουν στο παιχνίδι είναι η επιμονή και η υπομονή.
クラクラが上手い人は相手のチームのことをよく研究しているというのが共通点だと思います。
Well, you've heard it from all of them. We've got someone to join us on the couch, though. Tricky from One Hive, advancing to the playoffs later this weekend. I know that you've got to be really proud of your team. You have been competing for months now, been to Poland multiple times. How are you able to manage such consistent success?
Oh man, we came into it and we thought, what is One Hive? Yes, we've got all this history, but this is a new set of 5 players, man. I've been here before, but the other 4 guys haven't. So we were a bit nervous, but to see it come through and hey, we've made it to semi-finals, we're chuffed. We've been playing for a long time. This is entirely our format. We love it. We love the 5v5 wars. We love what we're doing. So the fact that actually, hey, we managed to make it through. We came in with a bit of a strategy and it's pulled off and we got through the first day. So it was close. And we really needed Raze to step up. He got 2 of our triples. He had a really good day, but now we're just chuffed, man. Go into Sunday and see what we can do for sure.
Chuffed indeed. Well, I know that you've done a lot of great work in the past, getting those 3 stars on the board, but as we've mentioned before, you've got some amazing competition ahead of you. Of course, GS were able to get 34 stars in this series, and tomorrow we've got some monster clans that you're going to be competing against. What are you going to do to prepare for the playoffs?
Well, when it comes to defense, a lot of the preparation's already been done. So we were really happy how everyone only got 10 stars against us today. No one tripled. That was a big part of our game plan. So we'll really need to identify which bases we want to use against our opponents going into Sunday. So that's going to be a big piece. We need to think, actually, what should we bring when we find out what they can do tomorrow? And then apart from that, they're under a lot of stress and pressure tomorrow. We've got our way in. We're a bit more relaxed. So tomorrow, hopefully, we can just enjoy being out here in Poland. Take it relaxed and get ourselves ready mentally. I think we know what we need to do. We can't suddenly learn how to play the game any better in one day, but what we can do is relax and know that we've got it in us. So, yeah, we can't wait.
Well, you're in a great position, and I wish you the best of luck in the playoffs.
Cheers, man.
Thanks very much, and after that, we're going to head back to the desk now to Galadon.
Hey, and Klaus.
I'm here too. One thing I think that's really important to note is that One Hive defended the 3-star against a clan that 2-starred or 3-starred twice against every other opponent. So that's huge. It's like One Hive and GS definitely the shoo-ins for the playoffs, and they took it. So amazing.
And you think about the fact that One Hive pulled so many 3 stars, yet helped keep the other clan's scores down by not allowing themselves to be 3-starred at all. That's an exciting point that I actually didn't notice yet today, and really interested to watch what happens on Sunday. If they can hold true and not get 3-starred at all then, wow.
Tomorrow, we've got some more amazing clashing in the store. Strong Scenes, Greek Attack, Vatang, and the Kings will be competing. We've got some of the highest ranked clans on the in-game Clan War League tab, as well as some of the clans that have performed best on the ESL Play Tournament. I'm so excited to see how they do. Have you guys got any final thoughts before we toss this thing off?
Amazing day of wars, man. I mean, it was so good. There were some key moments, amazing attacks, and it can only get better from here because we have another round robin and then the playoffs, the best of the best on Sunday. So we're just getting started here, people.
Super excited to be here. Cannot wait for tomorrow and then Sunday as well. Remember, these players all trying to be the one clan that qualifies on Sunday to advance to the World Championships later on this year to face professional esports teams like Team Queso and Tribe Gaming that have already qualified.
Galadon, Klaus, thanks so much for joining us once again. I'm sure that there's a lot of viewers out there that are going to enjoy checking into your YouTube channels as well to get even more top tips for Clash of Clans. My name's Woody, and it's been an absolute pleasure to be your host tonight. Make sure to follow Clash of Clans on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, all your favorite social media platforms, and we'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central European Standard Time with more excellent Clash in action. Hope to see you then.